Happy Sunday too. I am the sound of money in your ear, doll Avant. That's deal double O. I'm off an imitator, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, aka the bitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, it is day 31 of this 100-day challenge. It's officially become difficult for me to count the days because it's not like based on the calendar date anymore. So I wrote it down. Okay, so it's no. I'm lying. It's day 32 of this 100-day challenge because it's February 1st. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it together. So first of all, happy February or whatever. This is what I want people to understand. Okay. I told my group, if you're not in the WhatsApp or the mastermind or whatever, you need to click a link and do something. Get in the group, get in the chat, because I'm having conversations that I can't have in public. I'm saying the things that need to be said so people can know what they need to know about what's going on out here in these American streets. If you are in America, if your family's in America, if you have business interests in America, you need to be paying attention to what's going on out here. Okay. It's not 1985. This is not the America that we know and love. This is not that. Okay. Things have gotten different. It's gotten different. It's a little bit different out here, but it's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Question mark. I mean, we're fine. You know what I'm saying? We just need to start moving like, you know, as the title of Shaquille O'Neal, uh, his mother's book, and she's a very sweet woman. She said, walk like you've got somewhere to go. That's what I need you guys to do on today. On today, we've got creators. This is my first week. This is my first week. I've been yelling about this for about 6 or 8 months. This is the first week where I've literally seen people who have huge platforms. I'm talking about Black people now. They got big platforms. They got time. They still talk about what's going on at the Grammys and who finna win an Oscar and all this kind of stuff. Like the world is not crumbling around us. Like the entire global financial system is not being reset in real time. Like it's not the greatest, the largest, the biggest wealth transfer in all of human history. They still out here just chilling, just talking about what Cardi B and them doing and what Meg and Clay are doing and such. The lady, we don't even know the lady name. Who is this lady? Who is this? I do not know this man. Somebody they got divorced because he cheated on her. Listen, okay. The answer to why men cheat. I still got women who ask this question because I do teach relationship stuff from time to time, not for real, but from time to time, because I met the love of my life. I mean, I've been through a child. I can tell you everything about everything you want to know. I got you. Just as great of a teacher as I am in terms of entrepreneurship, I do this in any area of your life. I can get you all the way together. I'm not a life coach, but I could be, I should be, because I can get you all the way together. But this is what I want to let you understand. They got time to talk about what these people doing out here. But this past week, I think this is what I honestly think. This is my opinion. Who am I? Who am I? I don't know. Allegedly. Okay. If for entertainment purposes only. I don't know. I don't know what these people doing. But I believe some of the people that I know personally, huge platforms, y'all, huge. That's why I don't call no names. This is why I don't call no names, because I can't be, hey, I'm a public figure. I can't be outside just talking about people who are also famous. Like, I'm not calling no names. All I want to let you know is I believe that these people who have large platforms that I know personally, who all this time they had nothing to say. They had nothing to say about what was going on in the world. And then all of a sudden this week, not one, not two, not three, all of them started talking about the headlines. Now you could say, oh, well, yeah, it got bad. It got so bad. Now they got something to say. I believe, because this is what I know that folks don't know. PR has moved to the internet. Most 99% of people don't know this. So like when you see a song that's trending and like everybody's using that song on TikTok, or everybody's talking about the same thing, or everybody has like these talking points, like certain influencers are saying certain things, they have PR agencies and agents, people who go and pay them, write them a check to say and do certain things. Okay. So my theory is that the big channels, the reason why ain't nobody said nothing until now. Now they got something to say. They're talking about, oh, Don Lemon got arrested, and now y'all need to do something. We need to be careful. I don't know. I believe they got checks for that. That's what I believe. Because when you get to the end of all the fake outrage and the fake, commentary about what's going on out here, then what they tell you to do is just diversify your income. Like little platitudes and little stuff like that. You can't fool me. I know what's going on out here. I know what's going on. So thank y'all for those who are streaming. What up, Desta? For those who are streaming, and let's get into it. Let's get involved. Okay. So it's day 32 of this 100-day challenge. And today we're going to find this clarity. We're going to talk about clarity because the universe is not following you. Like I always talk about, it's like it's a mirror, it's mirroring you and your energy. And that's true, low key, but listen, it's actually a negotiation. It's a negotiation. The universe is negotiated. The energetic field, okay, the frequency, the source. What do you want to call it? The source code. What do you call it? It's negotiating with you. And most of us, I'm including myself, most of us are sending the wrong signals into the negotiation. Now, if you have ever been in a corporate environment or ever had a high stakes situation, some people from the street, whatever that is, you go in a room, it's mostly about the energy. Like I'm reading your energy, I'm checking it out, I'm gonna see what I see. I don't care what you say. All right, if I don't feel right, I'm not doing the deal. I'm not doing the deal. You know what I mean? And was that Thursday? And then yesterday we were talking a little bit about how to handle corporate, sales and how to go into a corporate environment and pitch and do all of that. It's all about the energy. Actually, you have to actually be a professional for real. You got to know how to manage the energy and work the room and stuff like that. So if you're wondering why things aren't working or why you feel stuck or it's not moving as fast as you need to, by the way, y'all, I have coaches. I got a coach for Instagram. I have a coach for LinkedIn. I have a coach for Substack. And I have a coach for this public speaking that I'm getting ready to do. And she's a PR person, but mostly she's a coach for like getting ready to do this media run. And I've done hundreds and hundreds of podcasts. I've been interviewed by Forbes, Wired, New York Times. Like I know how to speak. And yet I went and found coaches. What up, Tracy? I'm going to shout out to people in Zoom from now on. And then thank y'all for being on the stream, but I don't know who's on there because I don't know what these names mean. It'd be like plant-based 02138. I don't know what that means. So anyway, I've got coaches because I'm so committed to being great. Because when I tell you, y'all gonna sit here and watch me build out my studio, and then I'll take my virtual background down. You're gonna see this amazing thing behind me. And you're like, wow! And then I'm gonna get my lights and do all that. And then I'm gonna keep going on these social media streets. I'm gonna go from I hate social media. I'm still gonna make the t-shirt though. I'm gonna go from that to 100K plaque on my wall. And you're gonna be like, how is she doing this? How is it happening? Because I got a coach. I have a LinkedIn coach. That was the other one. I'm not kidding. I literally found these people, and I have an email coach. How many is that? Is that 5? Wait, email, LinkedIn, Substack, YouTube, Instagram. I'm not exaggerating. I went and found the best, and I have a podcast coach. I swear on everything. Because I'm not playing. If I'm going to be outside, I'm going to be outside. I don't have time because why? I'm living my life. Like I don't even believe in social media. I don't believe in it. But also, this is where the market is. This is where the people are. And if I say I want to help people, I got to go where the people are. We don't skip steps on the roadmap. You know what I'm saying? We don't sit behind our computers and like just be brilliant at the house. We don't do that. I mean, are you already independently wealthy? Like, do you have the option? Are your great-great-grandkids already cared for? And if not, then you don't have that luxury. That's a luxury that we cannot afford. We have to be where the people are. Okay, so it's not 1965. It's not 1985. You can't just go around in your little community and your little people and do it like that. You have to go where people are, and they're on these freaking devices. You know what? I don't know how many that was. I also have a coach to help me refine. I called my professor, Cornell West. Well, he called my phone, actually. Sister Dog. Hilarious. I wish I had been recording that moment. Anyway, so he's helping me like get these literary things out of my head, right? This historical lens of what's going on in James Baldwin and da da da. Okay, he's doing that. But then I also have a coach to make sure am I tripping? Am I going wrong in terms of the economy and history and like the moment that we're in right now? I'm not kidding y'all. I pay people money to make sure that I'm on point because I'm such a scholar and such a leader and such a visionary and such a whatever dot. But the greatest among us, the highest performers among us, all have coaches. So that's why I'm showing up. I'm like, I don't know. But who flies a plane with nobody ever taught them how to fly? They're just gonna fly. You're just gonna wake up. I'm just gonna do surgery like today. Here we go. Like, hold on. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because every coach, every person, when you want to go somewhere, you find somebody who's been where you're trying to go, and you show up and you do the thing. It's wax on, wax off. You do it again until you find clarity. Not just clarity about what you think you want, the life you want to live. You know how people do vision boards and all that. No. I need you guys to have such clarity about what value you're actually providing people. And a lot of you guys don't actually have that. So the things that jump off the page, the emails, the LinkedIn posts, whatever content that is like immediate, like, oh my God, subscribe, like, like immediate. It's because they have clarity. They're able to communicate very clearly who they're talking to, and you feel something immediately. So when I use the word like hook and things like that, like you're actually going into the consciousness of another human being, and you're striking an emotion in them, and immediately, and within the first few seconds or whatever, and then you create some curiosity about like, well, what else is possible? Well, what is the answer? Well, I wish I did know that. Like they're laser focused in. And the only currency in the world is the time, energy, effort, focus, and attention of another human being. So if you can figure out what that is, that's why I keep asking y'all, what is the dollhouse? Because I got to get that language super, super crystal clear. Okay. And once you find that clarity, now we got value. It's going to be the immediate response. People are going to see your post and hear you speak and immediately be like, yes, please. I need that. Thank you. Hold on. Talk to me. Me. And then you're like, well, there's only 10 slots. So then they're going to fight over the slot. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do, scarcity, like urgency, like, what is that? Like the countdown timer and all this kind of stuff. You don't have to do that. It's encoded. The more clarity you have about your value, the more people are going to stumble over themselves to try to be in your energy. Okay. What else do we use that word clarity for? Diamonds. In your mind is a diamond mind, okay? This is where I know diamonds are fake. I know it's all marketing. They made it up. I know. But listen, how do you determine a diamond's value? Part of it is the cut, the color, cut, color, carat, and clarity, okay? When they say clarity, do you know what that means when it talks about a diamond? It's about the absence of blemishes, okay, internally and externally. So clarity is, here's perfection over here. This is perfection. And here's the thing. Where's the gap? How much of a gap is there between there? That's what they're measuring when they talk about clarity. Okay. So same thing with you. The more you crystallize what it is you actually are offering, the value, the transformation that you actually bring to people, and then you can get really great at speaking the language of, okay, but this is where you are. This is what you're probably dealing with. And they're like, yes, I am there. Oh my God, you're right. The clarity in the difference between what you got and where they are is going to make them do everything, drop everything, run the credit card, do whatever they got to do to work with you. So Your skill, this is a skill. I'm teaching you a skill. You know how they say AI is coming for our jobs, they're coming for our necks and coming for the economy and all that. You need to upskill. I'm teaching you a skill, okay, today. You need to develop the skill of communicating your value, articulating what you do so you could show up so powerfully in the world that it's like a no-brainer. Like, I don't even know what, like we skip all that, you know, I'm like, no, they get to know you and like da da da. Skip all of that. This is okay. I guess I can just say this. I mean, I'm sorry. I apologize. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. Women should be winning in business. Okay. No offense to my men, but this is what women can do that it's just because we're women. If you get the thing right where you just walk outside and you got the hair, you got the skin is glowing, and just we with it. You don't have to be dressed up, but like it's happening. If you immediately they see you and it's like, whoa, it's a lot that's going to go beyond that. They don't know you. They ain't talk to you. They don't know what you sound like. They don't know nothing about you. They don't know where you came from. But they're skipping all of that. And they're like, hold on. How you doing? Wait, hold on. Like, okay. What I'm trying to tell you is if you get clarity about your value and you develop the skill, this is why we're in the dollhouse. That's why we're doing a 100-day challenge. If you develop the skill of communicating your value. It's just like in basketball. If you just like get your form, wait, I can't do it. But if you get the thing where like if you lay on the ground and you do the thing and like the ball's supposed to come right back to you, it's supposed to spiral and come back. If you're not doing that, something's off. But if you get your form just so, you can communicate your value like bah, it speeds up. You move at the speed of money at that point. It's just like, I don't know who this is, but you're like, subscribe, sign me up for the webinar. What are we talking about? Okay, oh, how much is it? Oh, I don't have that, but let me go find the money. Like, I don't even know these people. And I'm like, you can do that in your business just by honing the skill of communicating your value, articulating what you do, and showing up powerfully in the world. Your clarity is going to breed confidence, both in you and in the people. It's going to be reflected back to you. Okay, right? Are you following me? So the more clarity you have, the more confidence you have. And you go out into the world, you're doing the thing, talking to humans. And now they're going to reflect confidence back to you. Oh, they will say, I don't know where you came from, but yes, please. 2 of those, please. How about 2? Can me and my, listen, can I tell my church about, can you come talk to, like, okay, I think I made my point. Listen, but if the more internal, let's say, in a diamond, it's like, what's that word? It's not foggy. What is it? Whatever the diamond, when it has blemishes in it, it's like, it's not quite as bright. It doesn't have the same clarity. That's your limiting belief. That's your unprocessed trauma. That's your old identity. That's your refusal to let go of the old identity and come over here and do what we're talking about. You keep telling me, yeah, I know what I need to do. I had a vision. I wrote it down. But dot, 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 dot. Everything that comes after the buts, all the dot, dot, dot is static in the signal. It's messing with your clarity. Okay. You're misaligned. You're being in the wrong environment, being around the wrong people, toxic relationships. You let people just drain your energy. You still listen to people and you know they don't know what they talk about, but you let them be in your ear anyway. You're making them feel, letting them make you feel bad because it took you this long to figure it out. I mean, you're here now. I mean, you're in the dollhouse. You're good now. You have no problems. You have no problems. Okay. I got you. I'm going to tell you what somebody told me who got billions of dollars. And it's not what they set and wrote on a whiteboard, but I read energy. This is my superpower. Okay. I can walk into a room, walk into an environment, and I can sit here and absorb the energy. And then I could turn around and bop, bop, bop. The reason why I turned down 3 record deals, in addition to the fact that the music industry is the devil, is because they were trying to put me in a box. And I'm like, what you're not going to do, this is what you're not going to do. You're not finna tell me, okay, be like this, do like this, sound like this, sing like this, stand like this, just like, no, because I'm here for the energy. I was trained, well, my parents were gospel music recording artists. Like, you can Google them. They're like on YouTube or whatever, which somebody had to tell me that I didn't know that is wild, from the 70s, like way before I was born and all of that into the 70s. And then I was trained classically. I had as many music scholarships as I did academic scholarships. And you got to understand, my academic scholarships, I had a full scholarship to Harvard. Like, what do you have to do as a student to get a full ride to Harvard? But I did. And then, but musically, same thing. So I was doing arias and all this kind of stuff. And then I studied jazz in college. Okay. And then, obviously I do pop, R&B, country, everything except heavy metal. Okay. Because that's not music. Okay. We'll talk about that offline. But listen, you're not going to tell me nothing. So I pull from all of these bags. But before the girlies were doing all of the different genres of music, this was right on the cusp. This was right before Beyonce just said, middle finger to all y'all, and I'm just gonna do whatever I feel like doing at whatever set time that I'm gonna do it. It was right before that. You had to be in a box. You had to be, what they thought R&B was, or they thought a singer of this, age and stature was supposed to do. And I was like, you're not finna box me in. So I said no. No to that. No to that. When I decided to do some music, I am going to drop some music, because I still to this day have people who are like, where's the album? What are we doing? Hey, so when I do, it's going to be genre bending. Okay. So you can't have people in your ear telling you what you can't do. You can't have people around you telling you, well, I don't see no money. You said you were starting a business. It's been 6 months. It's been a year. It's getting tough out here. It's getting tough. It's getting rough. We're getting to the end of the savings. I don't know. Y'all better shut it down. You better find a way to shut that energy out, because that is messing with your clarity. It's blocking the light. Okay, the light gotta shine. Okay, clarity. I don't have no diamonds. I don't wear diamonds, but y'all know what a diamond is. I mean, I do wear diamonds, but I'm not wearing them on this podcast. We're not doing that. But I have a huge rock, actually, but I purposely don't wear it. Anyway, the clarity is like, how bright does this thing reflect the light when you're like just walking around? That's what the clarity of a diamond is, right? You got cut, color, carat, and clarity. If you have all this stuff, limiting beliefs and stuff you haven't processed, and I'm not sure, I don't know, you just coming up with all this old stuff, and I know I need to do this. I had a vision. It was a moment. Have you ever, think back? I want you to close your eyes and think back to the moment where you felt super duper inspired. Like, this is it. Like, oh my God, like the moment. And you were writing stuff down. You were like, yes. Oh. And you were like, like you were in the flow, the zone of genius that I'm trying to get everybody to do. You should be there every day. Every day. You should be tapping into your zone of genius. And I don't know why that's like weird. Why isn't that normalized? I need that to be what we do every day. And if you don't know how to do that, let me send you a link. I got my resource link going. I told you I was going to make a little guidebook or an ongoing, a living document, let's say it that way, where you can find all the resources for what I'm talking about every day. Certain things you need to be doing every day. And this is going to give you that. So the 5 things you need to be doing every day, the video that's required viewing for everybody in here, all of that. Here you go. Here y'all go. Hold on. Somebody said you were looking for me. Well, here I go. Hold on. Next week, we're not going to have this problem, because I'm doing everything. Zoom and everything is going to be all in one place. Even Substack. I'm going live on Substack. Desta says, amen to coaching and getting your game up first. You can't fly into flying. Come on now. We got to learn something. We got to learn some things first, and then we go from there. Okay, so there's a link. Now, we have to learn the skill of getting aligned, getting centered, tapping into our power, because from that place, that zone of genius, That's where all the power comes from. That's where the light is shining from. So if you're confused, if you're not sure, you're like you're constantly questioning yourself and doing all of that. My cash dog reference. um, if you're doing all of that, it's messing with your light. Your light is not shining like it needs to shine. That light needs to shine. Y'all, you know what? If I was talking to a church group, I would tell y'all, they done told you everything you need to know. They told you. They knew you weren't paying attention, so they didn't mind telling you because they were like, they're not gonna pay attention. And then they just went on. Your light needs to shine. Okay. You said you wanted to make all this money. You said that you wanted to do all these things. There's no way that it's not gonna happen if we don't realign. We got to realign. Okay. All right. All right. Y'all with me? Okay. We're tracking. Okay, great. Now, shout out to whoever this is on the streaming. What up, though? Put something in the chat. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What up, Brittany? I'm shouting out everybody on the Zoom. I'm doing that from now on. Okay. If you have limiting beliefs, unprocessed trauma, old identities, misaligned environments, people in your ear talking crazy, toxic relationships, energy vampires, anything draining, it's blocking the light. Now, what is light? If you go to physics, okay, look at your neighbor and say, science. If you go to physics, it's information, okay? It's encoded. It's putting a frequency out into the field. And from what we put out, that's what we're going to get back. Okay. So we talked about energetic debt yesterday, like how you're actually in debt to the universe when you do not honor your own downloads, when you get intuition, something speaking to you, something talking to you, and you're not opening these packages, you're leaving all this stuff piling up, in your closet. You wrote all these brilliant notes. You got all this recording and audio and notes and screenshots and all this, and it's on your phone somewhere. You're never going back and pulling that out and doing the work. It's creating energetic debt for you. So today we're going to talk about the universe is negotiating with you. It's not following you. So most of these are going to be 90 minutes, y'all, going for it. I'm pretty good on about 90 minutes. So the universe is negotiating with you. It's not following you. Okay. So you have some say in what's happening here. Something called quantum Bayesianism. Because everybody lives in their own reality. So even if we're looking at the same thing, like what I'm talking about, what I'm saying to you, I'm experiencing it from my vantage point, and you could be looking at the same thing and have a completely different experience. You got to understand that. Okay. If you're going to be creator, that means you have to understand how it's like being, a potter at the potter's wheel or doing glass blowing. If you've ever done that, you got to know how this goes. Okay. So I'm going to break it down. Clarity is a prerequisite for you to communicate your value in a way that speeds up your process so you can hurry get some money. We're going to protect our energy, and we're going to talk about, again, reinforcing why this internal work is so important. But I'm also going to give you the LinkedIn play that I promised you from yesterday. This is a prompt that everybody needs to run this play sometime this week. Just try it out. Okay. This is based on somebody who's making about $250,000 from LinkedIn by doing the one thing that most people are scared to do. Okay. I'm going to talk about it. So, story time. 1977. That was a great year. There was a physicist. Dr. John Archibald Wheeler is his name, but we're going to just talk about Dr. Wheeler. He was actually a student of Albert Einstein. Okay, he is the one who came up with the term black hole. Everybody's heard that. Okay. He's considered one of the greatest physicists of the 21st century or whatever. Okay, great. But his most important discovery had nothing to do with space and black holes and all that kind of stuff. It's about you and me. Okay. Because he asked the question somewhere in his work, he stumbled upon, he realized that the universe is just a reflection of what's happening internally and what's happening in the quantum field. Quantum. Okay. Y'all, I didn't go in CERN. I didn't visit CERN, but I was next door, and there's people are playing with some energy on this planet. I need you to understand said energy so you can transcend what they have planned for you, because whatever plans they have, it is not for your benefit. Okay? Okay. Something going on in Switzerland. I'm just gonna keep it above. Why you think Davos and CERN and all these things, the Geneva Convention, like all this stuff is in Switzerland. It's a reason. The UN, we went to a meeting there. It's all in Switzerland. Anyway, the whole country is surrounded by mountains. You know how they say, oh, Switzerland never gets in wars. That's because no one can attack them because they're surrounded by mountains. But anyway, rabbit hole. Now, he asked the question. He says, does reality exist independently, or does it respond to us? The things you're experiencing every day, do they happen independently, or do they respond to you? So he ran experiments. Now, this is science. I told you, turn to your neighbor and say science. I'm not playing about this. I'm giving you guys receipts because I need to change your beliefs, because I don't have time for you to be like, well, I'm not sure. I just told you how it works. Now, you can do what you want to do with this information, but this is how it goes. This is how it works. Okay. His experiments led him to this conclusion. Reality is not a fixed thing. It's not just like, well, that's just how it is. That's just the way it is. No, it ain't. No, it's not. No, it's not. According to science. He said reality is not fixed. It is participatory. Y'all know if I was in the place that should not be named, I'll be running right now. You know, I'll be running and I come back. I just run out the room and I come back. Reality is not fixed. It is participatory. Okay. Dr. Wheeler discovered, okay, at the quantum level, because what's happening quantum in the place that you can't see, you know, atoms, you know, things that are smaller than atoms, like the quantum level, is a reflection of the universe. Okay. And what they discovered was the universe waits for you. I told y'all yesterday, we went through this for an hour and a half yesterday. You can't be sitting here in your room playing behind the camera talking about, oh, I wish I had some money. Oh, I wish I had some clients. Oh, I can't wait for something. No, you have to put something out if you want to get something back. It's the ripple effect. Well, Dr. Wheeler proved it by science. The universe waits for, y'all can Google it. You can Google it. The universe waits for you to make a move. And only when you have moved does it then reflect or reveal itself back to you. Okay? It's not static. It's a responsive world. Like chess, it's a negotiation. Okay? He had a quote. He had a really famous quote, or his most famous quote, let's say it that way. He said, we are participants in bringing about the phenomena of the universe. So in other words, the things that you choose every day, every moment, every day, every moment, your choice to be here right now, is sending a signal into the energetic field. And then your reality is going to rearrange and reflect and answer back to you. Okay? So there's 3 signals. Dr. Wheeler said, now I didn't say it. Y'all talk to him. He was a student of Einstein. This is what this man said. Okay? Because y'all don't believe me, you got to listen to me. I'm telling you, I'm giving you receipts. He said there are 3 signals that your reality, like your lived experience, is responding to these 3 signals. Okay? Identity. We've been talking about this for like 2 weeks. Are you aligning with the version of yourself that doesn't have, I don't know, I can't do, I don't have, I'm not sure, ... Or are you aligning with if you have not seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, a friend of mine was in that movie. If you have not seen that, I need you to go and watch it. Go pull it up. If it's $3.99 I need you to pay the $3.99 and watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. They won some Oscars, like, what is that, 2-3 years ago now. You need to watch it, because all of this is possible right now. Everything you thinking is possible. It's here now. The question is, the decision maker is you. So identity is, are you aligning with the version of yourself that's like, I'm not sure, I don't know, I can't do it, I don't know, da 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 da. And I'm going to get to how this applies to your business. But if you don't change your beliefs, somebody will talk you out of your money. And rich people, we talked about this at length yesterday. Wealthy people, they don't have to necessarily go through this process. What I'm doing is deprogramming and reprogramming you guys, because they grew up where these weren't questions. What do you mean I can't do whatever I want? Of course I can. Like, what are we talking about? They move through the world in a state of ease, which is a reflection of a regulated nervous system. They're not tense and nervous and I'm not sure what I'll do. And I gotta and then I can't. They don't live like that. So they get a totally different set of outcomes than regular people. But they also pay attention to their state of being and their consciousness. Like, they're very intentional about the stuff that I'm telling you. That's why they always running and jogging and meditating. And you see them on massage tables. Like, watch any show about rich people, Succession or any one of them. They always going to some place and sitting in the little sauna thing and doing all that. Why are they always doing that? Why? Because they understand if you keep this regulated, you're going to be tapped in. And we don't learn that. We at the Popeyes and the Hookah Lounge and the Juicy Crab at the club. And then we wonder why. Our outcomes are what they are. Okay, so identity is a choice. Choosing to close the gap between you now, and your future imagined self. You had to request access to what, Micaiah? Shout out to Micaiah.
Sorry, doll. I saw you have a Google Doc in here. I was just letting you know that you probably have an edit request from me.
Cool. Let me fix that. Okay. Thank you. See, thank you. So we want to thank you. We need to collapse the gap between you and I see it now. Thank you. So let me do that. Reshare.
Thank you.
Boom. Got to collapse the gap between this version of you and like where you are right now and the version of you that has everything you said you want. There can be no gap. Go ahead, Tracy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm on my second time listening to day 27. Like I said, I have a little bit of a cold because of what's going on with the water. Yet I'm interested in how you said for us to listen to day number 27. And it hit me. I'm like, how does she know what day we have to listen to? Because there are so many recordings that you have that I'm like, that one. So I'm like, when she says that one, and she's like, listen to it once a week, I gotta really tune in, because if you have to know how many that ones I have with your recordings, you wouldn't even know. Like, there are some that you just go in, I'm like, damn. And I'm like on repeat listening to them. So this one is great because I'm tuned into just how it kind of covers a spectrum of ideas. Two things. I did ask you a question earlier. I'm not sure if you answered it because I came in a little late. About what does it mean to collapse time? I guess we'll go there. And then one other thing was in yoga, people will ask, well, if everything is predestined, do I even need to try? And I remember the founder of the Yoga Institute, which is where I have my certifications from in India. She's like, maybe it was also predestined that you would try. How about that?
Who said everything was predestined? Let's start there. Let's question these assumptions a little bit.
People say this sometimes, but she's like, maybe it was also predestined that you would also try and you would work hard. So I kind of hear that in your voice when you're speaking too.
Yeah. And you got to remind me of the first question, but let's start with the second one. Predestined is a true thing, but it's not. Okay. It is. Okay. This is me at 12 years old. I'm 12 years old. This is why I was a problem as a child. I was a problem. So when y'all meet Miss Dolly, you got to understand what she was dealing with. Okay. She's a brilliant lady herself. But my mother. I'm 12. And I was like, I woke up one day, I was like, oh, I get it. I understand. I see it now. She's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, because the question in my 12-year-old mind, I'm saying, how could if God is God and all, the stuff they tell us, but we also have free will, like make that make sense. Like it's not aligning, like make it make sense. Like if I got a destiny and a calling and a this and this and that, okay, this is what it is. You got to watch the movie if you haven't seen it. Everything, everywhere, all at once. And it's proven, science. So I'm not just talking, okay? It's literally, which is not what they programmed us to believe, which is why it sounds strange or whatever. Like this should be common knowledge. Like what I'm saying should be like, everybody knows it, like duh, but we don't. So I have a platform to do this. Okay. The identity that you select at any given moment in time, what you do most frequently becomes your frequency. However you're showing up in said, version of you, there's a whole set of activities and people that coordinate is a coordinate. So wherever you are in the energetic field, there's a bunch of stuff that's going to come based on that. So the trying or the doing or the inputs is you telling, it's like sowing seeds. It's like planting. You're a farmer. So if you plant and show up in a different frequency, a different identity, a different version of self, then all of those activities and actions and things will come to you. There are people that you will not meet, phone calls that you will not receive, emails that you will never read if you don't show up as this version of you. There are clients and customers and opportunities and whatever, You will never, it's not going to happen if you're showing up over there versus if you're showing up over here. So it's not, I mean, we don't try because that word is about to be canceled too. We canceled hope. We changed the definition of fear. What's the other word I canceled? I canceled recently. But we're not trying. There's no such thing as trying. You're either doing it or you're not, right? So your effort, your showing up, it's a game. You have to, there's inputs. Like it's a game. It's not a movie. We're not watching a movie. We're playing a video game. So you have to hit the button, Mario. And you run and and jump over the thing, and then the Goomba, and then the little turtle thing slide, and then you hit, and then you hit your head on the butt, and then you got to catch the mushroom, and now I'm big, and then I get the feather, and now I can fly. You got to do something. The universe, you're it's a negotiation. It's a dance. It's a dance. It's a dance. I like that. You're an artist. It's a dance. We have to get in motion. That's why it's motion, momentum, mastery. Motion, momentum, mastery. We have to do something. Not sit on our Canva, not sit at the house and not just, throw some bay leaves outside and cinnamon and sea salt, all of that, crystals all over. People got rings all on the. That's cute. And also, we got to do something. There's the unseen and there's the seen. You have to do something to activate all of the things that come with that version of you, if that makes sense. So I hope I answered that part. What was the first question?
The first question was, how do you collapse time? What does this mean?
Collapse time. Clarity. That's actually what we're talking about today. The more clarity you have about what it is you're doing, it's like a bat signal. Okay. If I don't know you from Adam, let's just talk in a business context. I don't know you from Adam. I just met you now. It's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, okay. You know how we go to these networking events. It's like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And it's like, what do you do? What do you do? Ha, ha, ha. And we're like all being polite and sort of professional. It's like, whatever. And it's like, oh, that sounds interesting. Okay. Cool. And then, we go and we get some meatballs and we get some alcohol from the back, little free drink, and you stand around. Oh, you dap somebody up that you know. Hey. Okay, blah, 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 blah. And then the random person comes on the stage, like the regional manager for the Atlanta Zone 5 zone 4. I'm from zone 4. Don't play with it. But whoever, like little random person from Wells Fargo or whatever comes on stage and they're like, yeah, guys, so cash flow management is important, and you as a business owner need to da. And you're like, okay, cool. Like, and then they have some slides, and then you take pictures of the slides, and then you're doing all that, and then it's like, then they talk for a little bit, and then the person who hosted this event, they're like, so thank you guys for coming. Make sure you sign up in the thing so we can keep you on our email list and blah, 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 blah. And then they're done. And then you go ahead and network. And then you just walk around and you meet more people. Hey, what's up? What's up? Such and such. Okay. Nice to meet you. Blah, 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 blah. You do all of that bull that we do. And then you go home, met some people. But, the person's boss was there. The head of the person who's in charge of loans for Wells Fargo was also there. So you stood in the line, people in line, and you go in line and you shake that person's hand. You're like, okay, yeah, no, what do I need to do? We have a program, we're looking to invest some money in some businesses and da. You do all that. You see how long this is taking? I can't even talk about the event. It's just time. It's just little slow, little snippets, little. Okay, that's cute. But when you're ready, and you're like, I don't have time for that. I'm ready to move at the speed of money. I got stuff to do. I need to go. I got to get up out of here because Trump. Okay. We need to speed up. What you do then is you got to laser focus in on your intuition, your identity, the clarity around what it is that you're communicating in the world and who you're talking to. It needs to be late. It's not, it's for everybody. I'm just looking for people. I just want to help people. I want to make a difference. I just want to be outside. I want to da. I'm looking for this kind of person who would do this right here. This is my value. This is what I offer. Da. Here's my price. Like, you have to know. Kenny Rogers told John. I actually love that song. He said, you got to know. It's the knowing, it's the clarity, it's the confidence, it's the because the more you show up with that clarity, the more people are going to immediately they're not going to just they're going to be like, oh, and everything stops and they focus on you. And the only currency in the world is the time, energy, effort, focus, and attention of another human being. So if you have a signal that is broadcasting with such clarity that everybody is realigning themselves to line up with what you got going on, you collapse all that time. So when I say collapse time, that's what I mean. It's instead of this should take 2 years, it'll take 5 years, I just got off a call with my coach, my social media coach, because I hate social media. Y'all know this. But I just counted them for y'all. 6 different coaches on all the different platforms because they're all different. And he's getting people, they're going from 5,000, I have about 6,000, 5,500, whatever, on Instagram, to 100,000 followers in 4 weeks. Because they've clarified their message and they're targeting, they know they're talking to one person, one type of person. They got the hook just so. It's tight. It's right here. The channel is clear. That's how you collapse time. So I hope that helps.
And my next question, I'm so sorry, I feel crazy here. What do you use as white noise when you're going about your day? For me, I might listen to a yoga podcast and that's white noise because I can do that and function. Or I might watch a video on the anatomy or something dealing with food. It's something that I've probably seen a version of that many times. So listening to it doesn't disturb me while I do other things. What is your white noise or brown noise, pink noise, whatever those things are?
I get my news from, even though, okay, so y'all, my friend is nominated, probably going to win a Grammy. My friend won a Grammy last year. Another friend of mine is about to win a Grammy, I think, tonight. My professor was on CNN a couple of days ago and just messing with white people's minds and stuff. Cornell Wells, shout out to you. Another friend of mine is up for an Oscar this year. Another friend of mine, or friend of the family anyway, just did a Versus 2 days ago. So there's a lot going on out here. But I don't watch TV. If they don't send me a message, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what was going on. But what I get my news from YouTube. So I will play YouTube. I have a playlist, a constant queue of stuff that I need to watch this. And I'll just put it in the queue, If I scroll through my YouTube, after I wake up in the morning and do my morning thing, before I start my day, I go through YouTube and just look at, I need to watch this. I put it on the queue. So then later when I'm working, I turn on my queue. And that's what I listen to. If I'm not doing that though, because it'll be news, it'll be history, it'll be science, it'll be some music stuff, what's going on, fashion, it'll be different things. But if it's not YouTube, then I'll play my playlist, which is also heavily curated. I have curated my playlist over years. I mean, if something happened to Apple Music, I would be so hurt because this is a personalized playlist, very curated. And so I'll just hit shuffle, and every single song that comes on there is going to make me, it's going to take me there. So it just keeps me in a zone. So that's what I do.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Years ago, I used to binge watch like a show that I've seen 100 times. I would have it playing in the background, but I've moved on from that because when I'm watching YouTube, it's also helping me like research because I have to do a lot of research to do this work that I'm getting ready to do. Okay, so there's 3 signals that I need y'all to send out into the field because this is what reality is actually responding to. Number 1 is your identity. I think I made that clear. Number 2 is information. Information, this is your emotional. What you do most frequently becomes your frequency. The way you're showing up in the world is determining what you're getting back. And that people should feel empowered by that statement. So your intentions, your expectations, your assumptions, and your emotional tone is determining what you're getting back. That's the light. That's the broadcast. That's the signal that you're sending out, right? And then your action. The thing you do most frequently becomes your frequency. So if I can't convince you that you need to change your actions and how you're showing up, and you still want to tell me about, well, this person did this to me, and this person said they were going to do this, and they didn't do it, and this person don't believe in me, and this happened, and I can't do nothing with that. I got to get you to shift your identity, change your emotional state, okay? Because beliefs are just emotionally charged thoughts. And emotions are just energy in motion. So that's wherever your energetic signature is going, then your actions are going to follow that. And then what you do most frequently, because the frequency, and your frequency is like steam, and you put it in a cold room, or your frequency is like, steam, you put it in a cold room, freezing room, you're going to have icicles everywhere. Frequency is like a thermostat. If you set a thermostat and just let the thing do its thing, the house is going to be at that temperature. So whatever is happening in your frequency, if you hold it long enough, it's going to turn into what you see in your life. Okay. So if you don't send anything out to the field, you're going to get nothing in return. Okay. If you send a bunch of noise out, and like one day you're up and then one day you're down, one day I believe in this, next day I don't, one thing I'm doing this, and then and then, if you keep doing that, you're going to get chaos. But if you get to this clarity, the thing that I'm telling you is going to collapse time, is going to make people just immediately, I don't even know who you are, but I want to rock with you, like immediately. If you can get to a point of clarity, then your whole reality is going to shift. Y'all can make $5, $10, $20, $50, $100,000 a month. In your business. Yes, you can. But it has to come from the clarity of what it is that you actually provide for people and who are you providing it to. The clarity is the key. Shout out to Clara. Okay. When you get this clarity, your reality shifts. All right. So number 1 is your identity. This is actually where you start negotiating, whether you knew it or not, you're negotiating with reality. Okay. So your identity is where you start this negotiation. So back to Dr. Wheeler, okay? He determined that the observer, that's you. You're not passive in this thing. Okay. When you change your identity, the moment you do that, it changes everything around you. So if you're fearful and you don't shut it down, you're going to get fearful outcomes. If you're confident and you don't shut it down, you're going to get whatever comes from that. And so that's why I keep emphasizing shifting our identity. We were rising. Reset your identity. Seek expansion. Okay. It's not just mindset. It's not just something cute. This is literally physics. It's neuroscience. Okay. So when you show up on a sales call as somebody who's already wealthy, I'm already outside, I already got clients, I'm choosing whether or not the person that I'm talking to on this discovery call is a fit for my program, not, oh man, I need a sale. Da, 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 da. Everything in that call and their energy is going to respond differently because you're showing up differently. Okay. That's the detachment that I keep talking about. So what you say, like when you show up in a desperate energy, like I really need the sale, I really hope they say yes. That's what you're gonna get. We don't know. He might, I don't know, but he's gonna be nervous. Even if they buy from you, they're gonna be like, I'm not sure about this, but okay, fine. And then they're gonna be a problem client because that's how you're showing up. So identity is the first signal. You gotta get it clear. This is who I am. I don't allow any thoughts. Mind your tea and grits. I don't mind tea and grits. I don't allow any thoughts, emotions, actions. What I give, I take that feedback, receiving my intentions, the way I manage my time, and the state of my nervous system. I don't allow anything that does not align with this version of myself because I'm creating this thing. Again, you're a creator. I didn't do this. I didn't tell you to come on this journey. You said that you wanted to create generational wealth. You said you want to make all this money, make millions of dollars, be outside, be independent, financially free, be off the financial grid and all this kind of stuff. That's what you said you wanted to do. So that's going to require a shift. Because if it didn't, you would have already had it. So we got to shift your identity. That's the first one. Number 2, information. The energetic impulses, the thoughts, the intentions, the way you show up, all of that is sending a signal out to the universe. And it's shaping what happens next. So your intentions, your expectations, your assumptions, your emotional state. We got to clear all that up. You can't just be like, well, I'm doing what you said. I'm doing it. I'm nervous, but I'm going to do it anyway. I need you to not be nervous. And I know that's crazy to say, but literally, seriously. So as a singer, I'm going to tell you, if you've never performed in front of 20,000 people, I don't know what to tell you. We would come out the backstage, do all this. They do your makeup, do your hair. And you're like, wow, you get dressed. You're like, they got to put your mic. It's a whole situation. They got to put a mic pack on you. And so if you don't have pants on, if you don't have like a waistband, they got to hook it like on your bra. Like they got to put the little mic thing. So you have because you have ears, you have an earpiece in, so you can hear it. You can't hear nothing, y'all. It just sounds like, you can't hear the band. You can't hear none of that when you're on stage. It's too loud. I don't know what to tell you. So they got to do all of that. So you do okay. And then most people don't know, as a singer, you have to stretch just like an athlete. You literally have to stretch. You got to get in there because you can't be tight. All of this is an instrument. Like I can't be all clenched up. It has to be open and ready to do the thing. Okay. So you got to stretch. You got to get in there. Okay. Boom. So then we got dressed. Okay. Then you got to jump up and down. You got to make sure nothing's going to move. If I start moving, nothing's going to move. The mic's not going to fall out. Okay. We got to do all that. Okay, cool. So then you got to lock in, your the band go out first. So it's like, okay, we dapping everybody up, dapping them up. And they go out there and they get in the crowd getting hyped because they know you about to come out and you doing all that. And then there's a tunnel. It's usually like a tunnel, you like underground and you got to come up from behind something or whatever. We literally lock in and you see people they pray or whatever. You got to get in the zone, get your mind together before you come out on the stage. You can't just come out on stage like, oh God, I'm nervous, child, but here we go. Like it's going to be a mess. It's going to be it's going to be a horror show. You got to lock in. And then you go out and do the performance. And then that's where all this brilliance comes. And now I'm improvising and all this stuff like that. Okay. And I'm trying to tell you that you have to do the same thing in your life, in your business. You have to shift all this internal energy. Like before you wake up in the morning, before you leave out your room, before you get out to bed, before you go out into the world or whatever, you got to get yourself together. Because the field, the crowd, if you will, the outside world is going to reflect back whatever you put out. And it's reflecting everything. It's not just the positive energy you put out. It's reflecting everything. So if you're sending fear out, that's information. And it's like, thank you for that. I'm sending that back to you. If you send out doubt, thank you for that. I'm sending that back to you. So it's a avoidance. Okay, she just like, okay, boom, boom, boom. I'm sending that back to you. Like, we have to shift our reality, you guys. It's not optional. And then signal number 3 is this frequency, which is our action. What we do most frequently becomes our frequency. This is where we get into the investing. We talked about that at length yesterday. This is where we get into the compounding effect, compound interest. If I tell you that all financial capital is social capital, so just like financial capital compounds, social capital compounds. So the more you show up, the more you post, the more you make phone calls and put these inputs out to where other humans can consume them, the more that's coming back to you. Your reality is not just responding to something you did one time. It responds to repetition. Okay. So small, consistent actions. Not like one time, okay, I got this meeting. Okay, in 3 months, I got a meeting with such and such and so and so, and I got a conference, and we plan for like these big events. And that's not how reality is formed. It's the small, consistent things that you do that affects your probability fields most dramatically. It's encoded, it's signaling, it's telling, hey, this is what we're on. You know how we say that? I don't know what you on. It's a station, it's a frequency. Okay. So a series of tiny choices can usher in these big shifts that we want in our life. So that's why it's so important to do the big 5 that I keep telling you guys about. It's really kind of not optional. It's kind of not optional. Do it every day. Every single day, because you're getting better, you're putting more inputs out in the field, and that's how you collapse time. The more you do the things that version of yourself would do, the quicker it's going to be your reality versus sitting around waiting for it to happen. Like, what are we waiting on? I don't know what we're waiting on. So if you think of one thing, I need to hurry up because I want to make sure y'all get to the LinkedIn challenge for this week. What is the one thing that you know you should be doing that you haven't done yet? You can put it in the chat. You can just think about it. You can put it in your journal. You can come on the camera. I'll take yourself off of mute if you want to. But what's the one thing is like, yeah, I probably should be doing that, but you're not doing it. That's your next big breakthrough. Go ahead, Tracy.
Is it called CRM, the keeping track of people and putting them and their information? They have kids and what they like to, okay. I'm definitely not doing that. And I know that's my Achilles heel. And every time I talk to someone, I'm like, damn, if I could say, hey, how's your daughter doing? Like, because they had already told me, but now I'm like a little bit confused. I'm like, was it a daughter?
You don't even remember.
I think it was a daughter. I don't want to get it wrong, so that part. And then the 5-star pitch, which I think is a revolving, whatever it is, it's like, because my 5-star pitch is not where it needs to be, I don't want to go out. And because I don't know, I'm not keeping track of people, and I'm not going to be able to, my updates, like calling them back is not on par. I'm like, why even go out? Because I'm not a good callbacker. So it becomes this re-evolving cycle that keeps kicking me in the butt.
Yes. So how are we going to unwind that this week? Because we're changing everything this week. Y'all, it's February 1st. Happy February. Happy Black History Month or whatever. I need us to make history. We are the history. Our ancestors did not come this far for somebody who puts on orange makeup every day to turn around and just reverse. Like Uno just play the reverse card, just reverse and just shut down civil rights and just shut down voting rights and just hold on, y'all. It's up to us. It's up to us. We don't have time. The celebrities are not coming. Nobody's coming to save us. It's up to us. We have to be the final frontier. Okay, we got to make sure that our kids and the babies are okay. Because if we don't do this work and we can't figure this out and we can't the things that I'm imparting into you, you got to turn around and get your family together. You got to turn around and help other people stop freaking out. Because if they're not freaking out now, they will when they come to our city. I'm telling you, it's coming to a city near you. We don't have time. If we don't do this work, they're just going to erase and reverse everything that our ancestors have done for the past whatever. And I personally, not on my watch, okay? So I'm going to do my part before we disappear to the island. And even from the island, until the internet gets shut down, because that might happen too. But until that time, I'm going to do my part. Go ahead, Tracy.
I'm going to binge watch a lot of your stuff to help me feel better, because no, you did not say he's putting on orange makeup.
Like, it's literally, listen, this is proven.
I'm about to be happy today. Just use this as my laughter medicine. Just binge watch all your episodes because you just say you put on orange.
This is a proven every day. Stuff. I'm not mad. Look, I know some of these people or people that work for these people. I'm not hating. I'm literally saying this is what's happening right now. And we still got time. And the only people who are saying anything about it who have a platform have gotten a check for that. So that means they're not actually saying anything. We have to rise. We got to do this internal work so we can stand in the face of whatever this foolishness is. And it's like, that's so cute. But I'm not subscribing to that. My family, we're going to be okay. We have a network. Come on, Black people with farmers networks. And like, we can get food. When they shut down the ports and ain't nobody delivering nothing to the grocery store, that's all right. We already got a network. Like, I need us to rise. Anyway, we are sending signals every day. Okay. So when you practice your pitch, the signal that you're sending is, I know my value. The clarity. You got to get to the clarity. Doing it again. We talked about this, Tracy. Your cadence leads to clarity. When you get the clarity, it collapses time because now you can communicate and people immediately, oh, yeah, I need that. Okay, bet that. Run that. It skips all these other steps. It don't have to be this nurturing thing. I mean, you're going to have that too, but like you can just go right to where the money resides, the clarity. When you pick your afro, go through this whole method, and all of that is in the document that I shared with you guys, how to do that. You're signaling, I'm always connected to opportunity. I know my opportunity is coming. I'm prepared. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like getting dressed. It'll be like putting, get your hair together because I know I got somewhere to go. I know somebody's, I'm going to meet somebody that it matters that I have myself together. You don't just walk around. Listen, in manifestation, I don't use that word. But if we're trying to create something that's never existed before in our family line, our family tree, it matters how you treat your body. It matters that you moisturize. It matters that you do your hair. It matters. All this matters. You hear the word matter? We're trying to bring something from the unseen to the seen. Like, it matters. You can't just show up looking raggedy, looking crazy all the time. Like, what are we doing? Would the future version of you look like this? Would the future version of you walk around like this? Would the future version of you talk like this? No. Then why are you doing it now? You're sending a signal to the universe with every single thing you do, every breath you take. Come on, Sting. Everything y'all do is sending the signal out. Hold on, Tracy, 1 second. So we're picking an afro that says, I'm connected to opportunity. When you activate this inner circle, you intentionally say, I want to talk to this person this week. I want to reach out to this person this week. Y'all, I'm telling you, reach out is the answer. Y'all are not reaching out to these people. Listen, the people that I keep telling you, oh, she made $1.5 million, $1.2 million on LinkedIn. Oh, this person's out here winning, da, 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 da. I go on their pages. I study this stuff. I do the thing. Some of them I know personally, but some of them I'm just going on there like everybody else, right? And they say, oh, click the link or send the thing or put the comment to get this and that. So I do the thing. I get personal DMs from these people They have hundreds of thousands of followers, and they got time to be like, hey, dog, I checked out your page. This is amazing. You cool. This what we do. What we talking about? Blah, 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 blah. Like the intentionality that comes from some. We need to start showing up. You got 5 people and you talking about you don't have time. What are you talking about? What are we talking about? They got millions of followers and they sending me personal messages. We need to show up. That's why they're making money. That's why they got a huge community. That's why they're winning these entrepreneurial streets. And we got to show up. We got to show up for our people. Stop playing out here. Okay, so when you intentionally say, ooh, somebody I can talk to, not like, oh my God, I got to call 10 people this week. No. Whoa, I get to talk to a human. There's nothing else. Y'all, there's nothing else. You either sit in the energy and like meditate and breathe and feel how you want to feel and envision things, or you talk to a human. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. Everything else is false, is fake, is artificial. They made it to distract you. Like, what are we talking about? So you get to talk to humans. And when you practice your Afro method and really go through and visualize and do all the things and prime and get ready for a real conversation with a real human, you're signaling that you know that you're connected to opportunity and that moment is coming. You activate your inner circle. It's going to take me to 4 o'clock if y'all got time. That's why we activate our inner circle. We're creating value for our community. When you broadcast your brilliance, these are the 5 things we're supposed to be doing every day. That's saying, I know I have something that's worth people hearing. It's a signal. And then when you document your results, you're saying, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm watching the game film, I'm getting better because I'm going to the Super Bowl. Who's going to the Super Bowl? Who's going to be in the NBA Finals and they don't watch game film? Who's getting a Grammy and they don't go back and listen to their own recordings? Who's getting an Oscar and they don't go in the editing room and like watch the movie, the thing that they just filmed? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? As entrepreneurs, you want to take something out your mind and just make some money, but you don't want to go back and watch the game film. You don't want to sit down, take the time to put it in your CRM and write it down and take notes and put it in your spreadsheet or whatever, so you can know, okay, what did they say? Okay, and then 2 weeks later, you come back and read all the notes and now you see a pattern. You're like, oh, every time I go to the left, so instead of them going left, let me reverse, dribble, and go this way. That's how you get better. So how could we say that you want to make millions of dollars out of thin air, but you don't have time to document? You talking to 2 people. It's people with 100,000 followers got time to send me a personal message on my thing. It's alive. It jumps off the page. Their emails, everything they do is like, oh, like, yes. Like, I don't know you, but yes to that. Thank you for that. They're like, oh, and by the way, I have a program. It's like $5,000. And I'm like, credit card information. Like, it's the energy, y'all. It's the clarity. It's the intentionality. It's the being present. They make me feel like they're sitting in the room with me and they're like, dog, I'm gonna get you together. I promise you I got you. Listen, this is, first of all, most people are messing up like this. Are you feeling like this? Yes, I am. Okay, cool. Most people, the reason why that is because it's right here. Okay, and let me break it down for you. And then they break it down for me. It's like free webinars, it's podcasts, it's an article archive. It's like all I can watch and go down the rabbit hole. I can go to YouTube. I can go into Substack. I can read all the things I want to read. I can go do all of that. And then, they're like, by the way, I'm doing this program now. You don't got to, you do what you want to do. They literally said, one guy literally said, he said, I got all this free stuff. He said, if you're not getting value out of my free stuff, this is not for you. It's not for you. And I was like, oh! Because he's saying, I already told you the secret sauce, just like I'm doing right now. I already told you. If you haven't done that part, don't worry about coming over here. Don't worry about it. But for those who are ready, he's doing group coaching, but it's like, I got you. If you want to come over here, and it's like, literally like, one was $2,400, one was $49.97 or something like that. And I'm just like, there's no question. Because they're already showing up as the value, if you know what I'm saying. Like, we got to start sending different signals. Like, and most of you guys are not clear. If I ask you, what is your value? What transformation do you provide? Who is this for? Most of you guys can't answer these questions in a way that's like, well, duh, there it is. That's the clarity we're looking for. Go ahead, Tracy.
I was thinking that's why AT&T and I think Bell South back in the day, they used to say, reach out and touch someone, even though it was a phone company. They didn't say reach out and call someone. They said reach out and touch someone because that's what you were doing in connections. Another thing is the consumer mentality that you keep mentioning to us. Every time you talk about fireside chat, Shaq and Shaq's nephew and all that stuff, that those always make me laugh. It never ends how many times you say it. Anytime I'm in the middle of something, washing dishes, whatever, it just makes me bust out laughing because I am constantly, I have fire chat energy. Like, I'm like, okay, Chris Cross said he was discovered. They were discovered in a mall. Or I used to model. I could be discovered this way. Or I have a great idea. This person said they would call me back. Let me wait. I met this person. I met Susan Taylor. Let me see if she calls back. So it's like, I have this wanting not to work for what I have. I want to receive it. I want to know that I'm worthy through having someone discover me. And it is a transition for me to let that, I want to say it's a dream because it is a dream because I don't know if it really happened like that for the other people because, sometimes, they tell us the end. It didn't. And I'm pretty sure it didn't. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it did not. So I just, it is, but definitely it is a programming that I have to get off of me because it almost felt like that's the way that I proved my worthiness was by someone else seeing that I was worthy. If I worked hard for it, then it looked like, okay, Tracy, well, whatever. But if somebody like discovered me, like that one, you hear people say that one, then you feel like, okay, I had something special in the beginning. So that's an energy I have to release too.
Did you hear what you just said? You want something external to you to validate that you are worthy or have the worth and the value.
Yes, yeah.
Versus
I think,
knowing that you are the value. And which is fine. I mean, that's cute. But think about where we got that from. We were programmed to do that from TV and growing up in the 80s or whatever. Like, just, I don't know what that is. But like, needing external validation is a false program. And the problem is, if you try to violate spiritual law or universal law, the universe is like, doesn't compute. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what you do or how you do it. As long as you still have that old programming, like, I need somebody to come. I just want Prince to just walk by. And he said he heard me singing and I was the most angelic voice. And now, therefore, he's going to put me on. And that's, as long as you have that, you're violating universal law, because universal law says you make the first move in the chess game. You have to put something out. You have to do, even in that, even in being discovered, Tracy, what are we discovering? You would have to be doing something for you to be discovered, right? If as a model, when I was walking down the street, and you were a model as well, walking down the street in New York, 11th grade, I'm going to visit NYU. I was excited because my dorm room was going to be on Fifth Avenue. And I thought that was cool until Harvard or whatever, And I'm walking down the street and here comes this, they chased me down. I was like, am I about to get attacked? Like, I don't know what's going on. He was like, man, hold on. And he gave me his card. Like, they signed me to Ford models walking down the street. But had I not had all the things, you know what I'm saying? It's just how I showed up in the world. But, my hair was flowing and I'm doing, I had a little dress on, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I hadn't shown up in a way, there's nothing to respond to. You have to put something out for there to be a response back. And now take that combined with the fact that the world has shifted, right? So the world is not still like, we don't know where these people are. We hope to find somebody, so we're going to send scouts out. The world has moved to your phone. Models get signed off of Instagram. I don't mean the ones with the BBLs. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real models. Right now, they get signed off of Instagram, though. They see the picture. Oh, my God. And then they call them. Then they reach out. People get deals from Netflix and TV and all of this from YouTube. You got to put something out to get something back. You know what I'm saying? So the more we can just get off of that, looking for something external, and move to, we can build it ourselves. That's how we collapse time. Back to your original question. So anybody else before I continue? I'm really excited about the fact that you guys are here and we're doing the work. This is not easy to do, but it is simple. Okay. So I didn't say it. Dr. Wheeler said, Google it yourself. He said, we shape the universe as much as it shapes us. So it's all how we show up is what we're going to get back. Okay. That's the code, secret code. I can stop right here. Okay. Now, there's this thing called quantum Bayesianism. They call it cubism for short. It's something you need to know. But basically, let's say this is an objective object right here. And you're over here, and I'm over here. We can both be looking at the same thing, and you might see it completely different from me. Everybody's living in their own reality. Okay? Let me put it in the chat. Somebody, because I give receipts. Okay. You can Google it if you want to. Put it in the chat. Hold on. All right. Google it. All right. So everybody's living in their own reality. So this is quantum theory. This is telling us why it's important to be mindful when you're talking to other humans and who you're hanging around and what you got going on in your environment. Because a lot of that might be affecting why you can't get traction in your business. Okay. If you're around people that are on a completely different frequency than you, it's a problem. Okay. Not because their opinions or beliefs are not as good as yours. Like, it's not a judgment. Or like, it's not like, well, your choices are better or anything. But you will always have conflict, confusion, misalignment, and ultimately stagnation if you are constantly engaging with somebody who's seeing the world from a completely different lens than you are. Okay. And what that means is it makes it hard for you to grow. It makes it hard for you to thrive. Okay. So let's talk about that. Cubism, quantum Bayesianism. Okay. It states this: probabilities, like what we get, like there's plenty of outcomes, but we select one. What we actually get is based on the degree of what you really believe. And the belief is just an emotionally charged thought. Okay. So you have a set of beliefs, what you believe, how you see the world, what you're, expecting, and da 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 da. Okay, cool. But the people around you are also creating a world based on their expectations and what they believe. Okay. But this is where struggle is born. Yeah. This is where struggle comes from. Okay. Two people can be looking at the same thing, and one person is like, I see it, I know it, this is my intuition, I feel like I need to move this way, it's something I need to do, like I'm here, like da da da, like it's about to go down, like whatever, like just trust me. And then you got a spouse, or you got, your parent or whomever, and they're like, yeah, but I don't see no money though, but you need to hurry up. Well, you got this degree, they gonna tell you your age, they want to tell you how old you are. Well, you at this big age, you 40 years old, you this age, you should have figured it out by now. Completely different lens. And when two people are looking at the same thing from a different lens, you're going to get different outcomes based on it's a geography, it's a coordinate based on where you are in the energetic field. It's going to determine, like when they fly a plane and they put the thing and they tell where it's going, there's coordinates. So you're going to end up in one place and I'm going to end up somewhere else. So if we're going in two different directions, there's going to be what? conflict. And this is where communication breaks down. We know how important communication is. Communication is key. Communication is key to your marriage. Communication is key, to the relationship. The number one thing, most reason why marriages fail is, communication. Okay. But if we study this quantum thing, we're going to understand why communication breaks down. So it's going to be difficult to communicate effectively if you're in completely different lenses about what's going on out here. So it might be difficult for you to get through, like I said, to your partner, your parents, your boss, your clients, or your team. Because you're like, da, 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 and they're like, yeah, okay, that's cute, but they're a completely different lens. You're probably being very clear. You like, I'm a good communicator. I'm saying the thing. It's not just the communication. They have a system of beliefs that are different from your system of beliefs. And if you want two things to merge, two sets of ideas to come together, they have to have the same belief. Don't get upset with me. This is quantum theory. Okay. So we see that like in the Bible, they're like, don't be unequally yoked. Be mindful of the company you keep, all of that. All that kind of stuff. They say like psychology is like being in like-minded spaces. They say it reduces cognitive load. That's what they call it. They say that there's a lot of stress that can build up, but you can reduce that just by being in spaces that are like-minded. That's why we crave community. So if you find yourself exhausted on this journey and trying to be this other version of yourself and all of that, it's because you're trying to survive in an environment and around people that you don't align with. Even your own team members sometimes. So your dreams, your goals, your desires, the things that you've been acting on, the things that you're supposed to do, that's where part of the resistance comes from. It starts to feel difficult. Starts to feel like, oh, okay, I got to do this thing. Okay. It's an alignment issue. I need you to be in an aligned space, which is what I'm trying to create here in the dollhouse. Even if you don't have no support nowhere else, you got it here. So hopefully we can get you to the point where you have a flow of business, a community of people that are checking for you that feels aligned. Hopefully you can create a standard in your household so everybody feels aligned. Relationships, your environment as you go through your day. You don't want to have to defend your values constantly, like all the time, in other words. Why is that so important? Because it allows your nervous system to relax. Chill out. Number one. And number two, now you can save that energy instead of trying to defend. No, it's going to work. No, I'm serious. Yeah, no, blah, 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 blah. Instead of that, you can actually use that energy for growth. Imagine that. Imagine you could just show up every day and just grow. Just do the thing you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So be very mindful of who you're around and how you're engaging, especially if they don't have the same belief system that you do. If you see something that they don't see, conserve your energy. Don't be arguing with people. Don't be trying to convince people. That's not what that energy is for. We live by this energy, y'all. We can't just pour it out and just give it out. It's not judging them. Okay, fine. That's what you believe. Cool. Watching my smoke. It's honestly what I do. I'm the cutoff queen, but I don't burn bridges. Like you can do two things at the same time. I'm not going to burn a bridge and cut it off. I'm not going to, I don't have to do that. I don't have to. But I am going to make sure that I'm not using my energy trying to convince you of something. I'm just going to go ahead on and do it. Since you believe that you got to see it in the 3D realm before you think it's real, cool. Watch my smoke. And then when I do it, then you'll see it. And then you're going to come back. Oh my God, you said, we'll talk about it later. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not giving my energy to people who are not seeing the world through the lens that I'm seeing it. This is super critical. Okay. So, because you can't experience flow. I'm telling y'all how to get into flow so we can get some cash flow. You can't experience that flow. You can't tap into your strength and really be at the high vibration that you need to be so you could get the results that you're looking for, unless you are dealing with people or in an environment of people who already have similar beliefs or are working with the same foundation. Okay? So if we don't want to have to fight and do all that, it's too much going on out here. We need to conserve our energy and put it towards growth. So who's around you? What environments are you in? This is why I keep talking about the place that should not be named. I'm not mad. If they want to keep running this play on people, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Yay, question mark. But if you stay in that environment though, and they keep trying to start you at step 6 on the roadmap and playing in your face, just so they can keep a corporate check, but you keep going to events and going to seminars and going to classes and going to things, and nothing is changing for you in your business, it's affecting your ability to produce what you need to produce. They're coming from a different lens. They're creating there's a different lane that they're on, right? It's like runways. They're going somewhere else. They're not going where you're going. Okay? So don't stay over there, because it's going to mess with your energetic field. Okay? This is proven. This is science. Okay? Now, let's get to the clarity, and then we'll get to the LinkedIn, and then we'll be done. When we talk about clarity for a diamond, they're measuring the presence of what they call imperfections, or like a gap between what they consider a perfect diamond and what this diamond is. They're measuring the gap between the two, right? So those characteristics, they develop while the thing is being formed, either under the earth's pressure, or, they can do that in a lab now, whatever. I don't know if y'all know about diamonds. I don't know if this is a good example, but I hope so. Most people have at least seen a diamond ring or whatever. The point I want to make is this: your brain, your mind is the diamond, okay? Right now you're under pressure, just like this is how diamonds are formed, right? You're under pressure. Y'all have heard that. A piece of coal under pressure turns into a diamond. Okay. You're under pressure right now. You're under heat. You're being cut. You're being polished and all of that. Like, you are the diamond. You're the value. All right. During this process, that's when we develop certain things. Whatever develops during this process, whatever you don't let go, is going to determine the way the value is perceived in the marketplace. So if you don't let go, like I said, of the limiting beliefs, unprocessed trauma, old identities, your fear patterns, like, oh yeah, I know I need to do this, but, and then you drop back into fear. Oh yeah, no, but I don't want to be in front of people. Oh no, blah, 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 but oh my God, that's so much work. Oh, but yeah, but I don't know how to do that. Get a coach. Find somebody who's been where you're trying to go. Like, what are we talking about? Or self-doubt or anything like that. And then if you have misaligned relationships, you're in toxic environments, you're supposed to leave that job or that place or that person, and you stay there anyway. People who are draining your energy vampires, all of that. If you keep that stuff as you're going through this, you're in the cocoon now. You're supposed to be locked into the cocoon. The thing is cooking in the oven. Like, let the universe cook. Let the universe cook. You're doing all of that, but you don't let go of this stuff. It's going to mess with your clarity when it goes out to the marketplace. And just like a diamond, it's going to cause people to see it as less valuable than it really is. They won't be able to just see it and be like, oh my God, I need that right now. It's energetic, y'all. It's energetic. When you're going out and talking to people, if they're not like immediately like, what are we talking about? Like, I think I have a video now, because I was trying to put a video together for the big company. Thank y'all for who sent me testimonials and stuff. And I found some old footage of me teaching. And every single time, by the time I get through one time it was 10 minutes. Shout out to it, Shayla. And she asked me to come and speak for her group content day or whatever, but on Georgia Tech. And by the time I finished, and I said, oh, by the way, y'all, I have this secret email list or whatever. I put the little QR code, and you could literally see, because whoever was filming the video was in the back of the room. Every single person in that room found their phone and scanned that QR code. They're like, oh, put me on the list. What are we talking about? Because the clarity of the value, there was no question. There's no question. That's how I want y'all to show up in the world. This is what I want my legacy to be. I want 100 of you guys, starting with the 5 or 10, whoever's on the Zoom and whoever's streaming out over here, and whoever watches the replay. I want you to show up in the world with such clarity about your value that it's like, hello. Not because you're a celebrity, not because they know who you are, because that comes later, but that's programming. That comes later. I'm not saying you won't reach that, because you probably will. Some of you definitely will. But even before that, this is what I'm saying. Like in music, in the music industry, I'm gonna tell you, the secret sauce, the way that you skip all the politics, you don't have to do all of that, is just when you open your mouth to sing, time you hit the stage, that mic, the thing, boop, the lights come on, and you open your mouth, and it's like, whoa, everybody turns around. Hold on, who is that? It's energetic, y'all. It's energetic. Okay? So that's what I need for you guys. So whatever's in your field that shouldn't be there, whatever's in there that's clogging, whether it's your own thoughts, external stuff, limiting beliefs, you got to clear it out. You got to be intentional about it, though. Be intentional about it, okay? So that your light can shine, so that it can, the value, the clarity, all that can get through, so people can see it and feel it and see the value and do what they need to do and take an action with you, okay? So a lot of you guys know what you're good at. You know you have skills. You know you want to help people and all that. When it comes time to articulate it or to try to pitch it, it comes out as kind of cloudy, kind of weird. You start stumbling over your words. You undersell yourself. You sound unsure. You add all these disclaimers. You're apologizing, stuff like that. And it's not just a skill thing. So I address the 5-star pitch. I go over it all the time. But it's also a clarity issue, okay? So internally, if you're having issues with your 5-star pitch and you keep going, I'm not sure, all of that, what's happening internally is you're asking yourself, am I really good enough? Could I really change people that? Could I really charge people this much? You know, who am I to call myself an expert? What if they don't like it? Like, I don't have the credentials. This is what's happening. If I'm not getting a clear, like, you're not clear about something. If you're not clear, that's why it's not coming out clear. Okay? So we got to clean all that up. And that could be internal, but it could be external. It could be somebody telling you to be realistic. It could be family not understanding what you got going on. It could be an environment that you're around that treats you like you don't matter, or you're replaceable, or you ain't nobody, or everybody's doing that, or you ain't nothing special about what you got going on. Or it could be you watching too much social media scrolling and you feel like you're behind and everybody's outside except for you. So we gotta fix all that. So identity shifts, going from I'm not good enough to I'm the value, going from who am I to charge this to, you know, I'm undercharging anything. Y'all, you can tell me in the comments, I know I'm not charging what I'm worth. I'm not charging anything. Some of y'all just snuck in here for nothing. I don't know what to tell you. The replays will be available to people who sent me a cash out, but like, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? I'm not confused about my value, but I know that by doing this work, because I want to get better at communicating, okay, what is the dollhouse? What is this value? What is this pathway? What are the steps I want people to take? What are the things? First you do this, then you do this, and get it organized. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be a fire hose, because that's more like a media platform and more just like a personality, which I'll be doing that as well. But that's a different business model. I want people to come in, I'm confused, I don't know what's going on, I just feel like I'm all over the place, I'm overwhelmed, and then I'm like, okay, first do this, then do this, right? So I'm developing that. So I'm willing to show up like this because it's making me better. But y'all can feel it too. It's making you better too. You know what I'm saying? And you stop, you don't need you to be worrying about all this stuff, okay? So it's the neuroscience, it's the chakras, it's the internal work that is going to affect your outcomes. So if you clear all this out and get yourself in a good environment, protect your energy. We talked about that yesterday too. All the things. Then you're ready to take a practical, tactical action. So let me give you this LinkedIn play that we're going to run this week, okay? Any questions, comments, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspectives, and personal story time? before I get to the assignment for the week. Go ahead, Tracy.
I have a question about a couple of days ago, you mentioned that we should possibly have a separate account that corporate people can come and check on. And right now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to build that right away yet. If somebody does look me up and see things that are, I mean, maybe not as zenful as they think or whatever, what would be the response that I could give someone to other bodies of work that they find on me online, whether political or yoga, but talking about the other aspects of yoga like relationships and stuff like that.
So, which social channels are you on right now?
Right now I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and I'm just starting now to build my LinkedIn based on what you're teaching us. I've had it before, I just wasn't really doing
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and now LinkedIn.
Yeah.
What's on your pages that if a potential client and or corporate partner would be having concerns about?
Well, I think because it's not general, so like you said, now you're telling us to speak to one, and there are things like I get inspiration like all day long. So certain things are like, it could be dealing with relationships. My new topic that I'm doing now, they say they're ethically non-monogamous, yet why are they so unethical about it? That's just definitely not general. To talk about sexuality too. And I tell my story. That's why I feel okay with what I say, because I don't make it like I'm talking from the outside.
Well, that's the most important thing. You said you feel okay with what you say. So let's stay there. Like, we don't jump, don't go get ahead of your ski, out of your, how do you say that? Beyond your skis. And what is that? What is that?
Out of your skin?
No, skis. What do they say? Something about skis.
I know there's a skeezer. I don't know if it's...
Come on, this is like a thing. Anyway, don't get off. Listen, intuition is telling you to show up like this. There may be some stuff from the past that you need to go back and clean up later. We'll do that later. Right now, just show up in your authenticity and keep going. I wouldn't worry too much about it, because
I guess for me is when I meet them, if they ask about it, what would be my response? Like
if you meet who?
Like if I go to a corporate and they're like, yeah, we saw you online, we saw you talking about this and that. And I said, would I say like, yeah, I talk about a variety of the audience, but I'm trying, there are many people that I'm trying to, attract in this way. Like,
I don't know, Tracy. This sounds like one of them hypothetical things that you just making up.
Okay, but you say people look you up. That's what you're saying.
They do, but who are these people? That's what I'm saying. If you can't tell me a real case scenario of like the types of corporations that you're starting to be in the same circles of.
People like I've been looking at, like going to them, reaching out for yoga and stuff, that type of stuff. Yeah.
I don't think there's any disconnect between what you're doing right now and the type of folks that you're talking to right now. I don't see a problem in that. I think that you can just say, yeah, I'm holding space for people. I'm helping people see how the issues they're facing in their life can be addressed with yoga. I'm helping people to get back in tune with themselves. You know what I'm saying? I believe.
Let me go write that down.
That's your worldview. It's back to your worldview. I believe that yoga is like the thing that I believe yoga solves everything. I think this makes you more of their choice, the way you show up on your socials. You know what I'm saying? I believe that yoga is central to everything. You got problems in your relationship, you need yoga. You got problems in your finances, you need yoga. You got problems in your health, you need yoga. You got, stress and things going on, kids going crazy, and you don't know what to do, you need yoga. Like, for real. It's an opportunity.
That's how I see it. That's not a lot.
Right. So it's an opportunity for you to double down on your worldview. And then that's what I'm saying. Now we can go back to, it's just a choice. Either they align with your worldview or they don't. If they don't align, we don't want them anyway. We don't want nobody, because we live off of this energy, y'all. This is the point of me talking this long. We can't have nobody in the field that doesn't align with our worldview. We can't do that. You can't do it. It's messing with your energy. So yeah, I would double down. I would triple down. Triple down.
Sounds good.
Triple down. All right. No problem. So let me get to the LinkedIn thing I want to share with y'all. Wait a minute. When you show up like this, y'all, it accelerates your frequency. That's how you collapse time as well. The more you show up intentionally, it actually speeds up your frequency. Okay. I guess I have to do that on the WhatsApp, and maybe tomorrow I'll get to that. Okay, here we go. This lady, I've been studying this lady. She Black now. All my other coaches that I've found to do this stuff, Substack, I got a coach for Substack, coach for LinkedIn, coach for YouTube, a coach for email, a coach for Instagram, and there's one more I told y'all. Oh, and a coach for public speaking. Two of them. Public speaking is Black, and my LinkedIn coach is Black. Anyway, I study. I mimic the masters. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just a game. Okay, what plays y'all playing? Okay, what y'all doing? Okay, hold on. Am I doing it right? No. Turn your wrist like this. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So I can get better. Like, I don't have time. Collapse time, get a coach. That's how you collapse time. Okay. So I'm like, what are we doing for real? Like, what are y'all doing? What's the algorithm doing? I don't have to know that. They know that. Just tell me the information. I don't have to go and guess and figure out. Okay. So this is from my LinkedIn coach. And one of her other students, made $250,000. Okay, my coach makes $1.2-ish million on LinkedIn every year. One of her students made $250,000 last year on LinkedIn. Okay. Now she's weird. I'm saying that intentionally. Her hair is literally purple. This student. Okay. She does post about random things. She has a nose ring. Okay. But she also works in corporate. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be no particular style or no particular whatever. That's not what it's about. And now I didn't know. Listen, I've seen this woman on LinkedIn and I didn't, but every time I see her post, I'm like, like, it wasn't really for me. It's not, whatever she does is not like something I need. But every time I see her post, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of hidden. That's kind of, thank you for that. She's winning out here. Come to find out, she's a student of my LinkedIn coach. I knew it. The clarity. The messaging is so clear. It's so clear. There's no question. It's like, I see this. I need to take an action. I need to click something. I need to do something. That's what you want people to do. Okay. When you show up in person, they need to feel like that. When you speak on a stage, they need to feel like that. If you post something online or they read an article of yours or whatever, they need to feel like that. They need to be like, who is this? They want to know you. I want more of this because they like you. And I want to take an action with them because they trust you. That's what clarity can do for you. That's clarity. But if you got all this static and all this noise, and I'm not sure, and I don't know, and people telling you, blah, 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 and you in fights, you at the house, and y'all fighting, y'all in there fighting. Well, why don't you just go get a job? You said that you were going to do that. You need to go back to work. You need to do blah, blah, blah. All of that is messing with your money. It's messing with your money. We don't have time. If somebody's in your ear with the BS, I need you to figure out how to get them out your ear. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not telling you to leave nobody. I'm just telling you, we got to figure it out. Or you got to find a way to be like, I understand your concerns. Thank you for sharing that. I can show you better than I can tell you. Let me go back to work. Like, you find a way, y'all. We got to fight this fight. This is the fight. Because if you can get in here and lock in this cocoon long enough, I'm telling you, your whole world going to change. Your families, the babies, you're going to be buying a new house. You're going to be moving to the dream neighborhood. Like, everything you said you were going to do, you could actually do it. It doesn't have to be a dream anymore. If you lock in, you got to lock in. Okay, so $250,000 she's making on LinkedIn, and she wasn't performing. She wasn't shrinking. She wasn't trying to hide anything. She just showed up as her authentic self. Okay, so here we go. First of all, remember what I told you yesterday. 98% of people on LinkedIn are just like posting just to post. Like, yay, I got a new corporate job. Yay, I got an award. Like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Like, only 2% of people are actually creating content that they're intending to impact somebody on the platform. Okay. And that means everybody else just scrolling, watching, and consuming. Okay, cool. So when you go to the 2% on LinkedIn, you're automatically standing out. Thank y'all for staying this long, because you're going to get a gem. It's going to change your life on today. This is what I need you to do this week. Okay. So LinkedIn, the good thing about LinkedIn, the reason why I love LinkedIn is because it puts you in front of decision makers. Like, I doubt that the director of, although, y'all, this actually happened to me. This is what I mean by follow-up. You got to have a CRM. So I go, okay. I don't know how Apple found me. I have no idea. I have no idea how Apple found me. But I mean, I was Google's International Woman of Water. So whatever. I'm on people's radar or whatever. Okay. So then, So then I win an innovation award. I get some money from Google and Amazon. So then here come Apple. Apple calls me out the blue. I don't know what happened. I don't know they sent me a message. I don't know what happened. So we're having multiple phone calls. They're on the phone with my team. They're like, okay, this is what we want to do. They want to partner. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. So then I end up they had a little program to make sure that we were a selected group of vendors coming in where we got the Net 15, we got all this stuff. Okay. And we got to go to Apple Park and, visit the headquarters. Cool. But then Apple, there were perks that came with that. Perks. So I went to Harvard for undergrad. I studied at Harvard Business School. Okay, fine. But they were like, there's some executive education. Like, we're going to pay for a whole program for you to just like get a whole other certification. So the program's at Dartmouth. So December 2023, I go to Dartmouth. This is a real white Christmas because I'm from Atlanta. Like, what are you talking about? This little bitty snow, they tried to play with us for half a day, like 2 hours yesterday, and then we don't do snow. And so it was beautiful. It was Christmas time, right before Christmas. We go in there. So we went to campus and we were there for a week. That class, we were really tight. We're still cool to this day. We got a WhatsApp group. And in said group, the people came from Shea Moisture, the whole executive team, like the C-suite, the CEO, everybody, or whatever. And they were talking about a campaign about something. I forgot what it was. Whatever it was, somehow it was directly connected to what I do. And I was like, so I walked up to the lady and I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. We need to da. Because I could see how this could blah, 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 blah. And she was like, yes, please. We need to talk about that. We would love to sponsor that. It was like Guardians of H2O, whatever. Anyway, my point is I meet these kind of people because this is my life. But I'm telling you that it's unlikely that you're going to have the director of community partnerships or the director of influencer marketing for Fenty Beauty or whatever that's just randomly following you on Instagram. However, you could easily be connected to them on LinkedIn. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You could find somebody from Apple or Google or Deloitte or whatever company that you try to possibly reach out to, or their product team or whatever on LinkedIn, but you probably can't find them on TikTok. Okay. So TikTok, Instagram, you're competing with millions of influencers. You're performing to entertain people who have shortened attention spans. But on LinkedIn, you're in front of the people who write the checks, the decision makers, the people who decide, the people who can make a move and make something happen for real. So most people are just watching. So I need y'all to do this instead. Okay. Here's the exact strategy. She said this lady ended up getting brand deals with Netflix and Coca-Cola. Here's what she did. She made a list of 10 brands that she would love to work with. So that's what I need you to do. Make a list. Because some of y'all not ready yet. Again, do not call these people and you don't have a 5-star pitch. Do not call and reach out to these people and you're not doing the big 5. You're not going to be ready. But anyway, let's assume you're doing the thing. Make a list of 10 brands that you'd love to work with. Okay? Create genuine content that mentions or features them. Not an ad, right? But you just happen to be using their product or using them as an example or whatever. Okay. Because I have a video about my hair journey because I've cut my hair multiple times and it always grows back kind of thing. It's still on my Instagram, I think. And the product, I think I was using Shea Moisture at the time. So let's say I didn't know Shea Moisture people. I could do a video about how that relates to entrepreneurship, which I was able to do because I'm a master teacher or whatever. And I could tag them in the post. That's what I'm saying. So you have a list, genuine content with these people, tag them in the post. Okay. Go on LinkedIn, connect with their marketing team, their influencer people, whoever, somebody, decision makers. And let them see you as you're tagging, going back and forth in their feed, showing up consistently. All right. Now, okay, you understand how LinkedIn works, right? So you go and find, okay, such and such is the director of such and such for this company. Okay. Connect with them, follow them, whatever. Now you're making this content consistent. Okay. Then eventually you're going to reach out. Let's say 2-3 weeks out. Now you're not a stranger. You're somebody that they've already seen. You're supporting the brand. You're shouting them out. Okay, boom. It's no longer a cold pitch at this point. Do you see what just happened? We warmed the whole thing up. You're just being visible. You're just letting them know who you are. You're planting the seed, making a connection, letting it grow. So that's one strategy you can run. Here's another play you can run on LinkedIn or from LinkedIn. You know how the people always having events and different things. If you're not on enough websites or email lists to know about these events, and I talk about meatballs and alcohol all the time, it's fine. But if you're going to go to an event, I need you to have a strategy. So here's what you do. Go to the event, the brunches, conferences, all that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. You're not there to pitch anybody anything, but you're part of the community. Let these relationships develop naturally. You might meet the head of this, you might meet the person of that, Okay, cool. You meet these people. You're already connected to them. Now go back on LinkedIn and start and do the thing I just told you. You know what I'm saying? So when you meet somebody in person, it accelerates your ability to connect with them online. Show up, be ready. If they're interested, now we've already done all this other work that I keep telling y'all to do. If they look you up, it's already there because you've already been showing up. And now we can get something going. Now it goes back to what I told you yesterday. If they respond in kind and you respond in kind, if they ghost you, then we're moving on. We're detached and it's fine. So here's the thing. This week, I need you to post one thing on LinkedIn that feels like a little bit beyond what you would normally post. Maybe it feels a little too unprofessional, a little too personal. Not inappropriate now. Don't go crazy. Not offensive. Not, but something real, like a conversation or a moment or a realization that you had. Maybe it's an opinion that you've been scared to share, a story you've been hiding, a post that sounds like you actually talk instead of how you think you're supposed to sound on LinkedIn. I want you to post that this week. I'm going to actually put a post in a prompt. Excuse me. Come on, prompt. Come on, AI prompts. If you've been training your AI, look, I learned this back when Pandora first was a thing. I learned from my friend from Detroit that I don't talk to no more because, long story. But he was the first person. He told me how to train my Pandora algorithm. And like when I don't even use Pandora anymore, but when I did, it was like every song on there was like, yes, like, thank you, because you got to train. You got to train these up. Thank you, Desta, out over your skis. I know it wasn't crazy. Thank you. See, Desta be knowing. Desta, we're here. We're right here. You got to train your chat GPT, your GPT of choice. I prefer bougie GPT, okay, which is Claude. But you got to train your large language model to move like you need it to move. All right. So here's the prompt. Boom. If you're streaming, hold on. I got you. Hold on. Who's doing this? Who's doing this every day? Who's getting this kind of value? You can't find this nowhere on the interwebs. But I'm giving it to you right here. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome. I love y'all. I appreciate it. I love it here. Actually love it here. What teaches them how to train their AI, Claire? Is that what you do? You teach them how to train their AI? Wait a minute.
AI foundation kit. I have all that.
Say it. Kit. Go. Okay, do it. Clara, go. Ready, go. Quick now. Quick, because I got to finish.
Hey. My name is Claire Turner. The name of my company is Freedom with Clarity, AIVA, which is Ava Consulting Solutions. I actually teach everybody where there's a lot of fluff out there. I actually teach you the true foundational truths of AI, how to use it, how to change your life, how to train your voice, how to understand hallucination, how to even get your business together utilizing AI. But I actually have an AI foundation kit. It's found on Gumroad. It's four pieces. You get a professional prompt vault. You also get an AI business checklist. You get an AI, which is a template, train your AI voice, what actually walks you through to help you understand what is a brand voice, what is your unique voice, what is, because most people don't know. And it also teaches you to understand why are you experiencing hallucinations at that time utilizing AI. So I actually created everything is all interactive. You can use it on your phone. You also can use it on your computer. You can save your progress and it'll help you throughout. So, yep, I have that too.
All right. Come on now. Come on. Who on Instagram, Micaiah?
Clara,
yes. Put a link somewhere, child. Where can we find you? Get more information. You know what I'm saying? People need what you got. Put it in the chat. Thank you so much, Clara.
Hey, I don't have anything up on my Instagram just
that's
yet.
all right. Put your link. Put what you got in the chat. So even that answer to the question, y'all, this is how we're going to get off. I swear we're getting off. It's 404. I'm original 404 baby, not a grady baby because my parents are bougie, from Atlanta, born and raised. Don't play with me. Zone 4. Anyway, when somebody asks you a question, if the answer is no, you answer it in a way that still elevates and furthers the conversation. The answer is not, well, I don't have it because da-da-da, and make excuses. We don't, it doesn't matter. You're like, well, here's where you can find me. And then you tell them, like, it's expansive energy, always expansive energy. So put the link in the chat, girl. People need what you got. So here's a post prompt. Now I got this. The only reason I'm posting this because I know Claire is my AI expert. She is. The only reason I'm posting this because I got it from the people who are making all this money on LinkedIn. Okay. This is what they put in the chat to get the post. Okay. So what is your role or your industry? Clarify that. What is this topic that you're passionate about, but you want to talk about? Something you saw in the news, something you read, something, most people are thinking this, but actually it's this. Find out what that is. Describe your tone, how you show up. Like, I don't really know how I would describe my tone, but Claire can help you with that. You know what I'm saying? But like being really clear about the type of voice that you want this thing to show up in. And then tell it to write a post that sounds exactly like you talk. You could, if you have an example of you talking, or you could talk it to your voice recorder for 10 minutes about this topic that you think you want to post about for this week. Take that audio, put it in a transcriber somewhere. Use otter.ai or something like that. Take the transcript and put it in the notes of when you go into your chat GPT or your Claude. Okay. Attach it and say, this is an example of my voice. This is what I sound like. Then tell it, share a personal story or opinion about the topic. Tell it, connect it back to a lesson or an insight that practical for my audience to take away. And then tell it to end with a question or a call to action. Boom. Tell it, make it 150 to 250 words, no hashtags, don't have to be super deep, something that sounds real and connected. Boom. Put it in your chat. It's going to spit something back to you. Work with it a little bit and post it on your LinkedIn this week. Do it. Just do it. All right. Number 2, I need you this week to go on your LinkedIn and reach out to 5 people. You know how you be watching these people, they're the head of this and they're the blah, blah, blah. Some people are putting really cool stuff on LinkedIn and they're posting a little different stuff. I want you to connect with 5 people that you've been scared to reach out to. Or like, oh, I should talk to them, but do it. And we're not pitching them anything. We're not asking them for anything. We're just reaching out. We're just showing up in their world. 2 people at brands that you potentially want to work with. 2 people in your industry who inspire you. 1 potential client or potential collaborator. Do it this week. Just a connection request, little message. That's it. If these people with 500,000 and 2 million followers, one of them came to my event. Remember when I did a pop-up at the Vegan Social? This man got 500,000 followers. He just was like, dog, I saw that you were going to be out here tonight. And he just came. What up, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they got time, you have time. I need you to make real human connections with real humans. And now let's use our devices. They work for us. These people who made this stuff work for us. Make real connections. Send a little message. Hey, love your work. That's it. Make a connection. Number 3, like I said, pick that 1 brand out of those 10 you made a list. Pick 1. And let's create a post that's talking about them mentioning them, how you use. I could do this for Otter AI. I'm not kidding. When I've mentioned them for years, like Otter AI changed my life. Like before I was all down the rabbit hole with all these different tools, I'm like, Otter AI is everything. And here's why. Like, hold on. I don't do nothing unless I go through Otter AI. And this is why, like a genuine post. I don't know these people, but just go ahead and tag them. And then go out and make a connection with a couple people that work there. Just plant the seed, keep it pushing, keep it pushing, keep it pushing, keep it pushing. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to show up on LinkedIn this week? I'm gonna pause right here. You need to be doing your big 5 every day. Every day. Every day. Oh my God. And now that we're practicing our pitch, we're doing it from a place of clarity. We need to get rid of the cloudiness, get rid of the I'm not sure, get rid of the I don't know. Ain't nobody got time. Hey, it should take you 5 minutes, maybe 10, to practice your pitch every day. Every day. We're picking our afro. If you don't know what that means, you need to get the thing. There's some people that came in late. So hold on. Let me see. Can I repost this link or whatever? But you need to get the resources. You need to do a deep dive with Doll Avant. Doll has everything that you need, but it's a lot. So you gotta do this work so we could be all right, y'all. I mean, they doing a lot. Because they got money, they got time to decide to, how they gonna come to your town and mess up your life and your situation, because they're not wondering where the next check is coming from. They got time, they got mental space, they got bandwidth to play around talking about we gonna just kidnap 5-year-olds or whatever. I don't know. Somebody thought that was a great idea. They thought it was a great idea. That's what they're doing. So I need you to hurry to get some money so you can have time to think about other things. Think about how you're going to get your family to leave the country or whatever. Okay. So, yeah, I need y'all to do your big 5. Pick your afro. If you don't know what that means, you need to check the document I just shared. Activate your inner circle. Again, literally physically talking to 5 to 7, if however many humans a day. Literally, you should be touching 30 to 50 people a week, like actual conversations, text, phone call, DM, Zoom call, whatever, like actually talking to them. Because unless you're making $10,000, $20,000 a month, unless you have systems that are doing this for you, unless you have a body of work and some content that's archived on socials that do this for you, you need to be doing it every day, right? Then broadcast your brilliance, showing up on social media, digitizing that, and then documenting that so that you can, get better at increasing this signal and making sure that, people are getting this value and that you're getting better every day. We watch the game film, you know what I'm saying? So we can get better. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, questions, comments, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspectives, and personal story time. What y'all got before we go? Because we got to go. What we learned today is that the universe does not follow you, is negotiating with you. Your reality is participatory. Dr. Wheeler said, 1977, it was a great year. Reality is participatory, responds to the signals of identity, information, and action. Identity is, we've been talking about that for 2 weeks. Information, how you show up, your emotions. Who is getting into fights? I don't know who this is for. Stop the strife, the confusion in your household. It is costing you money. You're sending ripples out into the field and it's messing with your money. You wouldn't let nobody come in there if you had $100,000 in your safe and then somebody come in there and open the safe and just take a lighter and just, you wouldn't let nobody do that. So stop getting into fights in your house. I don't know who that's for. You need to shut it down. Cut it out. If they don't understand, you need to find a way. You need to rise. A lot of women on here, you need to get into your feminine power. If you're a man, you're like, I understand. Thank you. I see your perspective. I'm going to meditate on that. Like, do not argue. it's messing with your money. Okay. So your intentions, your expectations, and your emotional signals, what you're putting out is coming back to you. You can't afford to get in a strike. You can't afford to crash out. You can't afford to be like, rah. You can't. And then your actions. What are we doing every day? What are we doing? The reason why I talk like this, it's not because I don't know how to speak intelligently. I mean, my God, what are you talking about? Like, I went to Harvard. Like, what are you saying? Like, because I need to connect with you. I need you to hear me say, what are we doing? I need your actions to align with who you said you wanted to be, so we can hurry up and get some results out here, because we don't have time. Okay. And what you do most frequently becomes your frequency. The actions that you do every day, it matters. So it's not just, well, child, the Lord knows, oh, well, I hope one day, that, I need you to be intentional with your actions every freaking day. Okay, go ahead, Tracy.
Okay, this is good. I actually wrote down the questions this time. One is a statement. Like, I feel like this group is like a focus group. Like when you get called to do some type of, a focus group for like mental illness. Sometimes it's like, if we can't follow these simple advice, we're obviously crazy. But it's because it's like, I feel like I'm listening to this. I'm like, this is easy. It doesn't take any money. It's just me showing up for me keeping up with me. And I'm like, can I do this? It almost feels like that's the type of challenge you're giving us, where you're asking, like, are you crazy? Like, do you enjoy being broke?
Well, it's not that. It's not, are you crazy? Let me tell you what it is.
That's what I feel like.
Let me tell you. Let me help you reframe it. It's not, are you crazy? Because we're not crazy. I mean, whatever. They say all creative geniuses they call them crazy. It's fine. It's whatever. But no, you're not crazy. It is, I'm putting a mirror in front of you. This is the reason why I have 250 people on WhatsApp and only, I mean, if I say I'm going outside, probably about 80, 90 people would pull up. I know that for sure. But when I'm doing this kind of work, this is why it's such a limited group, is because I'm putting a mirror. You got to face yourself. So it's not, are you crazy? It's like, am I willing to face myself? Am I willing to take on the responsibility of the fact that whatever I'm experiencing, I mean, yeah, they're crazy. Yeah, the world is crazy. All this is going on, but mostly I can change it. It's on me. Because that goes against everything we've been programmed to believe. And it's a lot of responsibility. So most people don't want to do that. They want a framework. They want a tool. They want something that's quick and easy. They want a hit of dopamine. And, I could do that. I could be entertaining. I could do that. But I choose not to. I'm not going to play in your face like that. I want you to actually get what you need, so you can have a moment with yourself, whatever time, and then make the shift and be all right. So you're not crazy. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, I like that. It's like, the Ike and Tina thing, where you better find yourself. So I like that. I can't believe you gave us a LinkedIn challenge. This is incredible. It's very straightforward. I definitely know companies I would like to work with, and it's definitely what I needed for LinkedIn, because I'm kind of running around on LinkedIn like, okay, I'm changing, putting updated job, trying to change the picture. I'm not sure what to do. The interface is not super beautiful. It's kind of simple. It's no flashy stuff. So I'm like, So now with this challenge, I feel super inspired. And yes, this is exactly what I needed. One other thing I wanted to ask was, I think it would be great if we created small groups within the Dollhouse. I'm in a yoga therapy course now, and I know, like, last week they were talking, but they put everyone in small groups so they could get their work done better. And I'm just listening. They're like, yeah, we're doing yoga twice, 2 hours a day, and we're talking, we're asking each other. I'm like, damn, these people are I'm an intern now. I have already finished the course, but I'm listening to these students. I'm like, man, they're mad productive this round. And I'm like, they're doing this because of this peer pressure of small groups. And I know within the Dollhouse, there are many people that are in the same kind of field, like Brittany and I, and the other people that are in food industries, and then other people that are in the tech industries. And I don't know, I think if we had small groups of people, I don't know if you could help us create that, because
Girl, that's better. So cute. This is our small group right now.
No, this is, but I mean, like the homework, like us, like, okay, we're going to get together.
To work on it. Okay.
You're going to, exactly, the homework of getting, because a lot of us, I'm shocked to see so many people that are still not on social media. That was hard for me, like that are not going live. That was really hard for me in the beginning. And now that I'm doing it more, I'm watching the people that are not doing it. I'm like, damn, I can't believe I'm actually doing at least one thing that someone else is not doing, because I get where they are, because it took me a while to make that leap. Yet it's still a leap for some people. So I think having encouragement, we don't know if any of us live close areas. Somebody holding the camera might just give someone the encouragement to just like, okay, just do it. You know, I don't know. I'm just thinking like we're I think some of us still, I guess, need someone to hold our hands, but not through a meatball and alcohol event, but this real life world thing that you're giving us to do. I think we do want to do it, but I think we are kind of still a little shy.
That's so deep. Yeah. I feel like I need y'all to just look. I'm just trying to get people to practice their pitch every day. I don't know, but if y'all want to do that, that's why we meet up. Y'all connect. That's why I be telling people to get on camera, because so you know who you're talking to and all the things. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm down for that. If y'all want to come back and be like, this is what we did, dog. I mean, I'm with that for sure. I don't know. But you had a question in there somewhere that I wanted to.
I thought that was the question. Let me go back to I actually wrote it down this time. No. Those are all. Well, that was the question. That was the small group thing. I was asking, what would you think about that? But I think you answered it. So you said that this is the small group, and you are okay if we did want to kind of connect to see how we can push each other on our goals.
Yeah, you gotta ask me for that. Absolutely, I'm here for all of that. I just know that
Well, I was saying, because I was mentioning the yoga therapy course I'm in, because we didn't create our groups; they created it for us, because they knew everybody, what countries we're in, who was in Europe, who was in India, who's in the U.S. So they created it based on our time zones, so that. But you know, actually, what industry the active people in this group are in. So you putting us together, whether it's a group of 2, a group of 3, like you know that better than we do. Or at least better than I do.
I feel you on that, but I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're there yet for me to be doing all that. But I like the idea of, hey, girl, check in. But that's also the point of the 100-day challenge, because one of my coaches was like, why are you doing a challenge? Like, we don't believe in challenges. I was like, I don't either. I don't believe in challenges. The reason why I'm doing this is because y'all, like, without my prompting, without me sending out a message, you're like, 2:00, get on the Zoom. You know what I'm saying? It's creating that cadence and that like accountability. Like, this is a big deal. Like I said, if we were in person, I said this yesterday, if we were in person, this would not take me 100 days. Because we're going to sit here, go through the thing, get in the fire, take all the programming out, you know, write some stuff down, throw it in literally in the flame, you know, release that. Then we're going to do a sleepover the next day. And here we go. And blah, blah, blah. Like, it don't take 100 days to do this. But because I'm not there physically present with you, we got to stretch it out. Right. So the fact that people are showing up intentionally on purpose on their own accord is a big deal. It's a big step. Okay. Because remember, now when it becomes celebrity and it becomes, you're a known entity, that's a whole different mechanism that's moving you to do something. This is coming from y'all. The fact that you're showing up is coming from you right now. And I love that. I love that. I love it here. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to create a space where you know you can come, get real value, get real information. If you actually had a business challenge, y'all feel free to bring your business challenges into these sessions. And we can just do question and, you know, Q&A time and all of that. But also I'm giving you frameworks, I'm pushing you, and I want to give you receipts, right? So that the way you change your belief is like, okay, faith, you need faith in things that you don't know are real. So if you got up today, walked around today, or maybe wherever you are right now, if you're in your house, in your car, or in your, you know, in an office or something, when you go to the desk and you put your computer down, you put your stuff down, when you get ready to sit down, that's an act of faith. because you don't know who made this chair. You don't know nothing about the legs of the chair. You don't know the condition of the screws or anything. You just believe that when I put my weight on this chair, it's going to hold my weight. It's an act of faith. So when y'all come here on 2 o'clock, at 2 o'clock, you're like, I don't really know what dog gonna be talking about. I don't know what's going on. Well, she didn't give us no curriculum purposely. It's whatever. But all I know is something, I'm gonna get something that's gonna make me a better version of me in some way. You know what I'm saying? And so I honor that. I appreciate you guys. I thank you for entrusting me to help you on this journey. And also, like I said, your feedback and the things that you share with me make me better at this job. This is my job. This is my job. Y'all have a job. This is my job. And so when you step out on faith, when you take a leap like that gap, every time you step out beyond something that you know, it's like, okay, this is what I know, but I also know. And so you go anyway and you do it anyway. That gap, that's the value, that's the money, that's everything that matters in life is in that gap. It's like when you met the love of your life and you're like, I saw her from across the room and I don't know what it was, but I knew what it was. And so I just went. I don't know what she's going to say, but I'm going anyway. Like that right there. And then you write a song about it. And then you write a book about it. And then you write a poem about it. So our life is the space between the song. Our business is the talking to humans and all the stuff we do is the space between the song. And then when we figure out what that was, we figure out, this is the kind of people I serve and help, and this is what's going on. Then we write it down and that becomes the song. And now that song is embedded and encoded with this energy, but it came from somewhere. The best songs, the best art, the best movies, the best books, the best everything in life, right? Inventions, all that. It came from, I was doing this, I was trying this, and I couldn't figure out how to And so then I decided to figure, and I couldn't searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I couldn't find, and then I decided to invent this thing. And it's embedded, y'all. It's encoded. And so that's what I'm saying. That's what the dollhouse is. Y'all give me some language. I still can't do it yet. I'm working on it. It's like, what is a dollhouse? I'm like, it's a mastermind. I don't know. I don't have the language, but I'm saying I honor you for being here every day. This is crazy work. Like we've been on here for 2.5 hours. Like, what are we talking about? But I know that it's shifting something in you. And I just want to make space for that because you matter enough for me to do that. If it was one person on here, if it wasn't nobody on here, I would still do it because the video is going to go up on YouTube and somebody going to 6 months from now, you know what I'm saying? So I honor you. Thank you guys for being here. So any other thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspective, and personal story time before we get off? I gave y'all the thing. You got a LinkedIn challenge for the week or whatever. Like, it's whatever. We're outside for real. And if our hearts and minds really clear, y'all feel clear. I feel like there's more. I feel like there's something more. Who got something to say?
I want to say something, dog. This
Yeah, hey Brittany.
Hey, I think for me, just going through this journey, I think the most important thing is remembering that all of this is a process of going through the levels of reprogramming ourselves to operate in the fashion that you're teaching us to. So it's not going to happen overnight. That's what I keep thinking. But if we keep getting up and doing the big 5, like you're saying, and just practicing everything that you're teaching us, then slowly but surely, all of this is going to become, we're going to be doing it unconsciously.
Yes.
And you're going to be like, oh, wow. Okay. It'll start to click. But I think the most important thing now for me to remember is that it is a process of peeling through the layers of the onion to build what we see or the vision that we have in our minds. And yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. Talk to me about the layers of the onion.
So the layers of the onion, I would say, just for me, I would say things that I've learned in my childhood. That's a part of the onion, I believe. Things that I've learned as an adult. That's a part of the onion. Things that I've learned from media. That's a part of the onion.
Give me an example.
Let's see. What's an example? Telling us how business is taught online, how we're learning from people who are not really sharing what the journey is on a spirit level to become an entrepreneur. That part of the journey is not being shown. People are not teaching you in that way. So unlearning all of that is a part of this process, especially if you have been going to these entrepreneur programs and they just want you to start with paperwork. That's a part of the layer of the onion. So you have to unlearn all of that, number one. What's another thing? Learning how powerful human body is. That's a layer of the onion, because you're not taught that. Well, I wasn't taught that as a child. That's something that I've been learning on my journey as a massage therapist.
Come on, right. And how we can unlock so much. Look, the fascia, Tracy. Look, all of this. Listen, this is an interface. We are technology. Look, okay. Face card does not decline. Listen, this is like a real thing. Like, y'all, we are an interface between the unseen and the seen. Like the things that you feel, like when you go to the doctor, and you're like, oh, I'm in pain. Can't nobody see your pain. We can't see it, but you're a physical being. And then they do something to this part that we can see, and it affects the part that they can't see. We are an interface. We're technology. It sounds crazy, except it's not crazy. Elon Musk got time to put neural links in people. We are a technology. So just what you're saying is like, how do we learn like yoga and massage and this, but we don't learn like what y'all are doing is unlocking, this part of us that can create. We are creation. They don't want us to know. Anyway, go ahead.
The nervous system and how trauma is held in the body, which trauma can be from whatever, childhood. You could have been in a car accident. You could have had a bad breakup. That could be sitting inside of your body, holding you back from becoming your best self, but you're not taught these things. And yeah, those are some of the layers.
That makes sense. So yes, here we are. That's what we do in the dollhouse. And like I said, I'm just honored that you guys are here as a part of all of this. For real, it's a big deal to me. So thank you. Anybody else? If not, if all hearts and minds are clear, y'all, I see y'all on the next one. We'll be back tomorrow at 2:00. Until then, we gotta go. I gotta go. We out.